Susie, my live hosting.
Hey! Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello. We be live. Guys, we got to start with the good news. Apparently, D is coming up with the good news. So for Salman Rushdie, it seems to be doing better. So D is saying, "Hi guys, Salman Rushdie is off the ventilator and speaking and joking. Yay!" Okay, so I think everybody knows by now what's happening. Like, should we tell people?
Well, we should say for people who watch this back, maybe far in the future. So what just happened yesterday is that, famed British Indian novelist Salman Rushdie was stabbed multiple times during a speaking event in New York. An attacker just jumped on stage and, assaulted him.
Right.
He's 75 years old, was rushed to the hospital, apparently put on a ventilator. I heard one report that he may lose an eye. Of course, there's very little information out right now. So we can't confirm anything very well at this point. Details are still emerging. And so we're not going to do a full segment about this story on the news today. I mean, we're going to address it right now. But we'll do a full segment on the next news because by then more information will be out and we can, of course, be more responsible and accurate with what we share with our audience that way. So,
yes.
Armin, what is your reaction to this attack on Salman Rushdie?
If he survives, what does that say about Allah, right? Like Allah versus a 75-year-old man. Like, who will come out winning? Apparently, Salman Rushdie. But
that's right.
Like, how do you feel like if you're like a Muslim against Salman Rushdie? Like, what don't you think like God doesn't seem to be on our side? Like why was this not like? Why did he survive? Right. By the way, there was a wave of celebration. Like people when they thought he died and stuff. Oh my God, there was a wave of Twitter like on social media, Muslims coming out like, "Oh my God, thank you! This guy's a hero. We sent this guy to hell." Like congratulating each other. There were even Muslims coming out and saying like, guys, like moderate Muslims coming out and saying like, you don't have to share your feelings about this. Like not saying like people who understood that there's just such a wave of congratulations that like people who are themselves against Salman Rushdie, like some of them were aware of how bad this looks and they were just trying to just get each other to shut up. Like guys, we're being screenshotted.
So bad.
We're being screenshotted left and right. Yeah, it was so bad. But like,
oh no.
Yeah, and then we had two different reactions. We had like a general Muslim reaction, right? But then we had a more specific Iranian Muslim political reaction.
True.
Right? People who are saying like, okay, if we could go after Salman Rushdie, like what's stopping us from going after Trump? There were a lot of tweets being shared. Like, oh yeah, you want me to show that? Babak sent me these. Do you want me to show you some of these?
Oh my God. Well, I don't know if we should do a full dive into it right now. Can you save that for when we do a full segment? I mean, I believe you. That's crazy though. That sounds like a quick way to end up on a watch list. Holy cow.
Well, I mean, they are in Iran, so they don't mind being on a watch list. But anyways, I did a stream about this with Harris just like a couple of hours ago, like a 3-hour stream.
You should post a link to it in the live chat.
Okay, well, it's on the channel.
So people can go watch it.
Okay, sure. I'll post it. But yeah, it's on this channel. We did a stream on Harris's channel and on Atheist Republic channel at the same time. I think it was pretty good. It's really fun to do streams with Harris because me and him disagree on things, and it's like a very friendly disagreement. And I think the audience enjoys seeing some slight disagreements between friends. You know what I mean? Like it's like we go at it, but it's also friendly. So I don't know. I think I have a lot of fun disagreeing with Harris.
You and Horace have a good chemistry. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Christopher in the live chat saying the live stream was good. I was there. Oh, thank you.
Nice. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I don't know. I think this really underlines the need for people to understand the value of free expression. Like, I think it's something a lot of people take for granted. And possibly most people feel like people who are very active and vocal supporters and fighter for free speech and free expression like are very unpopular people because they're constantly eternally put in the position of defending statements and people that they find abhorrent.
Yeah.
So it's like you become very unpopular when you're like, why are you constantly defending these horrible people?
Yeah.
But it's about a deeper principle that is absolutely vital. It's the bedrock of liberal society. And it's of the utmost, it's one of the most important values to protect, if not the most, the number one, because you need free expression to be able to fight for any other right in which you want to secure.
Actually, let me read. Oh wait, you wanted to add something? Because I have a.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so a quote by Salman Rushdie, given confirming what you just said. So Salman Rushdie says, "The defense of free speech begins at the point when people say something you can't stand. If you can't defend the right to say it, then you don't believe in free speech." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was made aware of another quote by Salman Rushdie on Harris's stream. I forgot who mentioned it, but I don't know if this quote is true. But Salman Rushdie was like, I think in 2014, also said like, fanatics shouldn't misinterpret my name. I am in no rush to die.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Because it is literally spelled rush die.
Yeah. Yeah. And he proved
Man's
it.
got jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, obviously details about this are ongoing. Armin, what do you think about how the media reports that there is no known motive?
I mean, I don't like a lot of people get upset about this, but that is
It's technically true.
It's technically true. Like people are like, of course the motive is Islam and stuff like that. Yeah, but like you can't just as somebody who's being a responsible media writer, like you can't just be like, well, of course we know it. Like you have to wait for some verifiable evidence. Like the standards for what we use as like when we say we know and what a journalist has to be able to rely on as evidence before they say they know is different. Like they're being responsible. Like stop thinking like everything is like a liberal conspiracy to defend Islam. It's like it's not. Like it's just like the responsible thing to do, I think.
Shriyash is asking, hi, I'm young enough to not know who Salman Rushdie is. So who is he and why was he attacked? Salman Rushdie is a British Indian novelist who published a book in the 80s called The Satanic Verses. And it basically satirizes the fact that in the Quran there are verses in which Muhammad talks about the worship of these pagan bird goddesses, which if you know anything about Islam, you know that this is polytheism, this is shirk, and this is the most serious sin you can commit. It is, in fact, antithetical to the very core of Tawheed, the oneness of God. So then Muhammad later was like, oh no, those verses were given to me by Satan. They weren't revealed to me by God, which calls into question the credibility of every verse revealed to Muhammad in the Quran. So basically, the novel plays upon that theme, and hence it's called the Satanic Verses. This was seen as deeply, deeply blasphemous, caused actual riots around the world, and notable religious figures, including the Ayatollah Khomeini, put a fatwa calling for the death or murder of Salman Rushdie out, and he had to go into hiding for numerous years. And ironically, when he was at the event was reportedly about how the US is a safe haven for exiled writers. So that's like a little background.
So this is what the satanic verses were about. So for you guys who don't know, we do Blasphemous. Atheist Republic does Blasphemous art. This is a non-finished version of the art because I couldn't if you guys want to see the finished version of the art, subscribe to our newsletter because we make art like this every single week, right? But this will be in the ebook that we send out to as a gift to the people who subscribe to our newsletter. Okay, the finished version of this. Okay, but these are the daughters of Allah, and the satanic verses were about these three. Okay, and this whether or not Muhammad allowed their recognition or not. At first, Muhammad accepted the recognition of them, allowing their worship. Right in, but then he changed his mind and claimed that the verses that came from God saying that they're allowed to be worshipped are what came from Satan himself, not from Gabriel, which kind of puts the entirety of Islam into question, because if Muhammad can get revelation from the devil, not knowing whether it's the devil or Gabriel, then the entirety of Islam could be a revelation from the devil, right? Another interesting thing is that Allah, in verses after clarifying that this was not the revelation from God, but from the devil, was kind of offended, saying, like, how come you want sons for yourselves, but you give me daughters, right? So this was like this is offensive. Like, if God, first of all, God can't have children. But if you were going to give him children, why didn't you give him sons? Like, why would you give him daughters? Like,
as if it wasn't bad enough already. We're just throwing in some misogyny on top just because.
Yes. By the way, guys, the finished version of that art is so good.
It's and so also sexy. You can find it on our website, blasphemousart.com, or the not safe for work version, also on our Patreon.
Yeah, the nude version.
Yeah.
By the way,
also highly blasphemous, obviously, being sexy on top of the Kaaba.
Yes. A lot of people don't know. I don't know if I don't know if you want to get into this, Susie, but like there were 3 dream sequences in the Satanic Verses book by Salman Rushdie. That was the first one, okay? But the most significant one might be the third one, which was about a 20th century radical, ridiculous imam, which is never named other than imam, but it is understood to be Khomeini. Okay? And some people suggest that was the main issue for Khomeini, to put the fatwa on Salman Rushdie. Not the first story, but the third story that most people don't hear about. So there's that.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I discussed this and much more, and also a whole bunch of conspiracies about this attack having something to do with the JCPOA deal. Also, this attack having something to do with the attacks on Masih Alinejad and John Bolton. All of this being connected or not being connected. I'm not saying. I'm just reviewing the conspiracies with you guys. So I went through a deep dive with all of this with Harris Sultan. So go watch that video. That was pretty good. Yeah.
Link. Don't forget, you guys. The link is in the live chat. Cool. So all that being said, now that we've touched on that a little bit, shall we do the news today?
Yes. Oh, Qasem is in the live chat. Hey, Qasem, music guy, D, KP, Reincarnation Entertainment, Bengali Hindu, Jerry, and everyone else. Hold on.
There's also someone in the live chat named There Is No Allah But Susanna. There's a new user here.
Nice.
And I have to say, you good taste in username.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can blaspheme, but we cannot blaspheme against the Tawheed of Susanna.
Okay, something I don't remember is here, but Gasian American is here, and she's saying, "Love the shirt, Susanna."
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So the news this week is like half hilarious, like half some of the most hilarious stories we've covered in like a year. And then half are upsetting and sad. So
oh no. We're gonna go through the roller coaster. Like we're gonna be laughing and then we have to like compose ourselves for the news.
Yeah, because it's about to get upsetting. Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
just like a heads up, but I think all of it is worth sticking around for.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right, can we clap for the first? The first one is clappable?
Yes.
First news.
First news, Faith and Furries, an unlikely duo. In 2019, a video titled Hund the Hound Meets Jesus Christ was uploaded to YouTube. The video shows a man wearing a blue dog mask and a plaid robe who hit his head and faints and has a vision of Jesus Christ. The person behind the video is a 33-year-old Ohioan man, Hund the Hound, who is both a furry and a Christian. Hund and many other Christian furries believe that having two different identities is not problematic, while some disagree with their opinion. The International Anthropomorphic Research Project, a group of multidisciplinary scientists, is researching to comprehend the furry fandom better, naming the summary of research Fur Science. According to Fur Science, 1/3 of the furries bluntly said that they are either agnostic or atheists. At the same time, 1/4 of them identify as Christians. Co-founder of Fur Science and an associate professor of psychology at Bishop's University, Courtney Plant, said, quote, given that most furries are LGBT, this may preclude many from being religious, especially if the religion is at odds with LGBT people.
Okay, how do you feel about this, Susanna? You're both anti-religion, but I think you're more anti-furry than you're anti-religion, which is actually very like you're very intolerant as somebody who doesn't believe in shaming people for their kids.
Yeah,
I think you make an exception for furry people, which is like not very nice.
I've actually thought about it, and I've tried to be a lot better about that, like genuinely lately.
Yes.
It is something that has to be learned, shall we say. The tolerance of the furry community is something I'm working on learning. But I had to cover this because this is just fascinating to me. Absolutely fascinating. I think it's because the furry community itself, quite frankly, already, and just off top, confuses me. I think, yeah, but then the Christian angle is what also confused me, because I associate the furry community with being extremely sexual, like if not centered around adult content, shall we say. And I also know that, I don't know if it's the majority, but I know there seems to be an overrepresentation of the LGBT community in the furry community. So given that there are lots of men within this community who fantasize about, actually, I can't say that on the show. It's way too explicit.
Wait, before you continue, Reincarnation Entertainment just gifted 10 Atheist Republic memberships. I didn't know you can do that.
What?
Yeah, so 10 people are now members because of 10 extra people are now members because of Reincarnation Entertainment.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Kind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much. That's pretty
I'm
cool.
so impressed. Everyone use the Atheist Republic, use the Atheist Republic emojis to like demonstrate your new membership. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shreya's just using our Kali emote. Oh, that's so cute. Well, thank you, Reincarnation Entertainment.
Thank you so much.
He said, "Oh, thanks. This channel is awesome. Oh, well, thank you for supporting our work." Anyways, what was I saying? Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
D is confused. She's saying, I don't understand this news. It hurts.
It also confused me, given the fact of how sexualized a lot of the community is and how LGBT it is. It's very unexpected to have an actual Christian presence within the community. I think I didn't understand it until I was reading this interview with Religion News Service, and they were interviewing Hunt the Hound, and he said God placed him in the community. Quote, he knew that me dressing up as a blue dog would get me out of my depression, grow my social skills, and make me the person I am today. And you know what? I was like, okay, I do find it the need or desire to basically dress up in a mascot's costume as a dog, frankly incomprehensible to me personally. But if it pulled you out of a depression and helped you make friends, honestly, that makes sense to me. And I hope it brings you joy in your life. You know what I mean? Like, that softened my heart. That softened my heart.
I mean, they're mostly part of the Atheist Republic, the atheist community. Okay, so we should be welcoming. Okay, a lot of them are atheists. Okay, we accept atheist furries and Atheist Republic. Okay, it's the Christian ones that we have to shame. Okay, do we have Muslim furries? Okay, we will shame them as well.
Yo, good question. Holy cow.
Wow, imagine somebody being a Muslim furry.
Is
it un-Islamic to be a furry?
Would your salah be accepted if you did it in a fursuit? Isn't that a good question?
That's the best question you've ever asked in your entire life.
I need a ruling on this. Oh my goodness. I think one thing that made me kind of sad was that, well, I don't know. Well, okay, so one thing that made me sad is the Christian furries were talking about how they kind of have to keep both sides of themselves like hidden in most parts. Like, they can't be their furry self in their Christian community, but then in the furry community, they can't be their Christian self because the community is so, if not secular, like anti-religious. And one thing I thought was interesting is there is an actual organization called the Christian Furry Fellowship.
Oh my God. Okay.
And founded in the late 1990s on internet chat forums, the Christian Furry Fellowship is a membership that views furry fandom as a mission field. So they're like, this is our market to evangelize. In 2010, CFF members who converged, basically, one thing that I thought was kind of surprising, though, is that the Christian Furry Fellowship is basically still sees gay sex as a sin.
Wow. So they're okay with furry stuff, but not with gay stuff.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh my God. Christianity is a disease. Religion.
Yeah, the Christian Furry Fellowship, for its part, does not enforce any worldview related to sex for its casual members. Like many conservative Christians, its members believe that engaging in same-sex sexual relationships is wrong. Having homosexual feelings alone is not. Furries who disagree with this stance can still join as long as they abide by the group's rules.
Wow. Okay.
That was like, I felt incredulous towards that. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Like, how could you be tolerant but not really? Okay, sure.
I know, and I don't kind of understand because, okay, it's not the same. I feel like a lot of Christians, fundamentalist Christians, would interpret furry proclivities as like some form of bestiality, and that's clearly condemned in the Bible.
Is it? Wait a minute. Actually, never mind. I kind of get it. Homosexuality is condemned in the Bible, but bestiality is endorsed, isn't it?
What are you talking about?
Where has it been
endorsed?
Yeah, isn't it like doesn't
It's in
doesn't the
Leviticus.
okay, sure, but the Bible also kind of um has like 18 plus descriptions of, like, I don't know if I can say it on stream, like uses animal genitalia and ejaculation as a way to describe human. There's a
That's
sexy
very
part of the
different.
book.
They're
Okay.
comparing let's say they're comparing the output of a male, shall we say, to equivalent of that of a donkey's. So they're making a comparison.
And a horse.
That's very
Donkeys
different.
and horse.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay,
that
I just
even
think
in
like
that
whoever was
comparison,
writing
it's a metaphor for the behavior of two cities. So it's not even about people or animals. But in Leviticus, it's condemned explicitly.
Okay. I just think whoever was writing that probably was into animals.
Doorknob head. Thank you for reminding us. Emissions of a horse. Correct.
Yeah. I think emissions of a horse and also dicks as big of a donkey or something like that. I just think like whoever was writing that, if they had the talent and they lived in modern times, they would be making furry art. That's what I think.
Yeah. I saw this story and I was like, oh my God, we have to talk about this. Yeah.
Is there anything in Islam that bans being Islam? Wait a minute. Islam must be tolerant to furries. Islam allows you to have sex with a camel or a goat in desperate situations. Right? Yeah.
I didn't know this.
So with an actual camel or a goat or whatever, right? So
oh my goodness.
Islam, if it allows you to do that to animals, like it must be okay with like somebody who's dressed up as an animal. I think we need furry camels. As the Islamic, whoever is a furry Muslim, the outfit you pick has to be a camel. Okay, just so that.
Asian American is saying that the cat personas, if you're a cat furry, that's fine. If you're a dog furry, that's haram.
True. You could be a cat furry if you're a Muslim to honor Abu Huraira, the father of cats. Like I'm just being like this. True. Call yourself. That could be your nickname. You could be a furry cat, and your nickname could be Abu Huraira. That would be Islamic. Fantastic.
That's so funny to me. Oh my God. Like a very niche reference. Islamic furry. Oh my goodness.
Yuval is saying, Armin, are you sure about Islam and bestiality reference? I mean, we were told this in school when we were kids.
Oh my God. As a child?
Yeah. In Islam, like in Islam, in school in Iran. Maybe I have to double check, but that was what our religion teacher told us.
This is so crazy. That's way better than Catholic school. We don't get to talk about stuff like that.
So if it's wrong, I blame it on my Islamic teacher. Okay, but he made it very clear that if it's only allowed when you're like so horny and there's no woman around, like there's like not like you have to like you just like you can't do anything about it, like you are like off on a trade or traveling and you're away from your wives and from your slaves, and the goats just be too sexy or something, or the camel is just looks so good today, and then you just gotta do what you gotta do. But like I don't know if it's like maybe he doesn't know his hadiths properly. Like I should have, like as a kid back then, I wasn't used to like asking for references, right? So like now I know that I should have been asking. So yeah, maybe
a citation.
Sarah, before we abuse animals, yeah.
Is this person's name Muhammad? Is that how you say this?
Yeah, Muhammad Ahmad, yes.
Okay, so Muhammad is saying this is Shia propaganda. Astaghfirullah.
Wait, your Sunnis don't have those hadiths? Okay, so this is why you should join the Shia side. We have more fun on the Shia side.
Oh my god.
If you're a furry and a Muslim, join the Shia side.
Sheikh V is saying, the teacher told you about bestiality?
Yeah, and we were underage. Like, this is like...
That's so crazy. Like, how old?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe like 14 or something.
Okay. That's a little bit better because I was imagining like a straight up 7-year-old. Oh my god. Holy cow. Okay, honestly, now we need to go find the Muslim furry community. You've like put this idea in my brain. We need to go find them.
Yes. Muslim furries, reach out to us. We would like to talk to you. Okay?
We just want to talk.
And also, we just want to talk, yeah. Also, if you are somebody who's knowledgeable about Islam, please let us know if you think that being a furry is halal or haram. Okay? Because I can't think of... Yeah.
Asian American has the funniest comment, and he's like, and it's the gays we have to worry about.
Hey, no shaming of the furries, Asian American.
I think he meant more towards the bestiality itself.
Okay, we got like, I don't know, Reincarnation Entertainment just gifted 20 other more memberships. 20 gifted 20 Atheist Republic memberships.
Are you screwing with me right now?
No, I'm not. Another.
I don't even know what to say. That's insane.
How many members we have now? Jesus Christ.
Oh
What's
my
happening?
god.
Look.
Oh
and
my
he's just
god.
smiling.
And he's just smiling. He's just sitting there so smug. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm speechless. When the stream was over, I'm going to check how many members we have now because I could probably add a bunch of emojis, which is super exciting.
Like our channel membership just like shot through the roof. Like, what the hell?
Oh my god.
This is amazing. Thank you. Let me see actually.
Amazing. I wonder.
Yeah, our channel membership just went up by 34 to this in the last month. That's wow.
Oh my god. Imran is saying, OMG, thank you, Oprah Reincarnation. You get a membership. You get a membership. You get a membership.
Everyone gets a membership.
Get memberships. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yeah, we should oh my gosh, I can't even speak. This is amazing.
Thank you.
So should we move to the next news?
Yes.
Oh, really quickly, Reincarnation Entertainment is saying, I really want to see people call in on this subject, LOL. This isn't our call-in show. We do that for the Q&As. This is just like we sit here and get focused on the news. But you should make sure to bring this up on our Q&A. You're so right, because I do want to hear other people talk about this. So please, please, please remind us.
Yes. During the Q&A, which we gonna do. Wait, when is our next Q&A? Because the next Q&A, I think, is canceled.
Week. Not next week. 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now we have our next Q&A, because next week we're gonna be in Germany speaking at an event with
we're gonna talk about our schedule for that later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know.
No, you're good.
And the lineup. Okay. All right. Let me bring the next news. All right. Let's close the furry one. Oh my god, we have so much sexy news this week. Okay, cool. All right. This looks like a clappable news. It looks like
this is a clappable news.
It looks like a slappable news. Okay.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Can we clap? Yes, we can clap.
Okay. We can. Yeah. Okay. And next news.
Christians flip out over TikToker's blasphemous Holy Trinity bikini. TikTok celebrity and model Addison Rae is at the center of a controversy after sharing a photo on Instagram of herself wearing the Holy Trinity bikini that many believe to be blasphemous against the Christian faith. She uploaded the image on August 2nd, but took it down soon after. In the photo, she showed off only the bikini top, which has father and son printed on each breast. However, the bikini panties also include Holy Spirit at the bottom. The Holy Trinity bikini is part of a collection by the clothing brand Praying. Devout Christians found it to be extremely disrespectful. Christian influencer Brittany Dawn Nelson made a video where she stated, "I felt sick to my stomach." Praying's Instagram account has received a lot of comments calling for the site to be shut down. Despite the backlash, the bikini is still available for sale for $100. Addison Rae, meanwhile, quietly deleted the Instagram post without addressing the outrage.
I don't understand. Don't they know that this is going to, like, oh, wow, we're so outraged. We have to take this down. You just made it the most famous bikini in the whole world. Like, you do understand that that's how this works, right? Like, no? You don't understand that? Are these people...
Do they
They're not very
understand the
smart.
Streisand effect? Probably not.
We have... Okay, so guys, we have... can I tell people about the...
Yes.
Okay, we have made Blasphemous art about this, right? And we're not going to show it to you guys, but
You could show the safer work.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No. You have to subscribe to... Sure. Actually, before I show the safer work version, I want to show the full bikini because right now... And also, I saw some videos. Are there some Christian reactions? Because I want to see that as well. So this is the full version of the bikini.
Yes. Father,
Yes.
Son, Holy Spirit.
Yes. So this bikini has now, because of the... Thank Christians, you played yourself. Because now, because of your butt hurt, this bikini, a lot of people are now buying this. A lot of people are buying this. Like, you made it more famous. So you Christians who are trying to fight blasphemy, you are now responsible for spreading blasphemy, right? By the way, thank you, Christians, because we were so, like, so many, like, we were waiting for a Christian butthurt. Like, you guys have been
And
behind.
I was shocked that this is what they settled on. Out of all the things, this is what they went with. That's kind of the real story here.
Yeah, like, because, like, we get so much Jewish butthurt, Islamic butthurt, Hindu butthurt, lefty butthurt.
I think the Hindus are the kings of the butthurt.
Yes. Okay. And we have been waiting, like, what is it? What does it take? Because, like, Christians have seemed to be, like, just, like, mellowed out, like, completely, like, okay, we have been burning people for, hundreds of years. So we already got that out of our system. So we don't get offended anymore. But, like, apparently it takes this. This is, okay, so we now found your weak spot and we have made our own blasphemous art about it. Let me actually go find it. Like, I'm going to pull the email. But should we watch? Is this a Christian reaction? Oh wait, let's read let's read.
That's just a tweet.
Oh, that's just a tweet. Okay, so should we watch this one? Is this a Christian butthurt?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know if you have audio. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I saw this 2 days ago when it first.
Very
came out.
quiet.
Literally, my first response.
Wait, how do I make the volume more?
I don't know if you can.
I saw this 2 days ago when it first came out, and literally my first response was I felt sick to my stomach. My spirit felt crushed. And the first thing that popped in my head was, why is it always Christians? Literally, why? Why is it always Christians? But then...
Are you serious? It's always Christians. What is it with religious people and thinking that they're the only victim? Always the victim. Only Christians? Are you serious? Like, do you know that we have an annual event about drawing Muhammad? Do we have an equivalent of it in Christianity, Susanna? Do we have an annual event where we make up Christian? Oh, like, you guys, like, you are ridiculous. This need for you to just be the victim. You guys love this. You know what? You love it. You got them. Like, you were waiting for this. You were like, why is it not always us? That's actually what is going on in their head. Why is it not us? Why are they attacking other religion? We're supposed to be the victims. And then when it happens, like, oh yeah, it's always the Christians. Are you serious? You're like, do you live in a cave? Like, is she in the United States?
Yes.
Like, you have no right to say this. Always the Christians. Like, the entire country is made for you, Christians. Like, everything is for you. Your religion is the dominant religion. Your presidents are all Christians. You know, your laws are based on Judeo-Christian. Like, everything that is wrong about the country is because you guys are dominant. Like, it's always the Christians. Like, most attacks is by the Christians to non-Christians when it comes to religion. It's always the non-Christians. And this is what you're complaining about. The Bikini, like, oh my God, poor Christians. You know what? You guys deserve to be made fun of. Like, we need more we need more anti-Christian blasphemy. You know, so okay, let's watch this.
And I really sat on it. Why is it always Christians? Why? Like, it's annoying at this point. It's frustrating. Like, leave Jesus alone. Leave him out of it.
Leave Jesus alone. No, you weak, pathetic. Like, look at these. These are the people who think that they're strong in faith. You're pathetic. You're weak. Crybabies. You need to be the victim. You just like, come torture me, somebody. I'm a Christian. Why is nobody abusing us? And then you cry. You love it. They love it. They want to be victim.
Well, because they get to cry victim.
Huh?
They get to cry victim. It gives them the opportunity.
Yeah. Inside, they're just enjoying it.
Country or this world in general slandering other religions. You don't see them slandering other false.
You don't see them slandering other religions? What world do you live in? This woman is living under a goddamn rock.
Gods. But Christianity is now acceptable in our society to slander and mock Jesus, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I had a lot I wanted to say about this, but then the Holy Spirit checked me, like he always does.
Oh my
and I
God.
realized I didn't even know who this girl was before all this. I had never heard of her. And who's to say that that was or wasn't her idea? Because before I met Jesus, I was doing shoots just like that. I was in front of a camera wearing little to nothing, just like that. And I wasn't a bad person. I was being influenced by bad things. I was being influenced and directed by the darkness. God saved me. He radically changed me from the inside out. And my life has never looked the same since. As Christians, we know why they're mocking us. We know why they mock Jesus. We know the truth.
They're mocking you because you're an idiot.
And one day soon, so will they. Until then, all we can do as Christians is pray for the truth to be revealed to this girl and everyone around her who is rallying such blasphemy. We cannot jump on the cancel culture train as Christians. We are called to pray, contend, and intercede on behalf of the broken. To Addison Ray, if you see this, I'm not here to cancel you. As a Christian, I'm here to pray for you, to intercede for you, and to believe that the Lord is pursuing your heart just like he pursued mine 3 years ago. And to everyone else on the internet, be careful who you follow because they're either leading you to Jesus or into a fallen world.
Okay, no, I need to go off for a second. I need to full-blown go off for a second. The thing about this woman in particular is that she's a scammer. She's a scammer. She was prosecuted for scamming people in a fitness program.
Oh my God, the hypocrisy.
And then what she did to salvage her career as a YouTuber is a hard Christian turn, where that's her only identity now. Because people went after her so hard for defrauding people.
The hypocrisy is amazing. Like, apparently the bikini is something that is darkness, but scamming people isn't. But also, they're like, oh, I'm not going to cancel you. Bitch, you're the one who's spreading the blasphemy. Okay? We wouldn't know about this if you guys weren't so upset about it. Like, oh, we shouldn't cancel it. You're promoting it. You are the agent of darkness. More people are now wearing this blasphemous like bikini because of you guys. You are the agent of blasphemy. You are the within the ranks of the Satan's minion. You're a Satan's minion. Oh yeah, actually that's one of our membership.
Hey, we have more in common than we would have expected.
Yeah.
Wait, Armin,
Yeah,
can you pull up the things I put in the
you know
show notes to show?
the devil works in mysterious ways. He's using you Christians and your butthurt to spread his darkness. Okay, you're basically working within his in. It's not
Hail
just God that
Satan!
works in. It's not just God that works in mysterious ways. But wait, what were you saying?
In the show notes, there's two other things I wanted to show because
yeah,
I went to
okay.
go check out this clothing brand's website and they have other blasphemous clothing.
What is this clothing brand? Like, why are people being so base now? Like, blasphemy is becoming cool.
Y'all.
Oh.
Wait, so this is a brand. It's just, the brand is called Praying. Can you make this bigger? So this is a tank. Oh, it doesn't really expand. Okay, this is a tank top I found on their website, and it says, "I'll talk to God when I'm dead."
Okay, nice.
And honestly, I genuinely need this tank top. I'm like, wait, this would look so good on me. This is up my alley. It's $55, but like, screw it, I'll do it. Like,
wait, we have guys. We have blasphemous shirts, and it's not this expensive. And we have
True.
like funnier shirts. Like, guys, like, look at Atheist Republic. Go to atheistrepublic.com.
But it's not, the tank top isn't as cute as that in particular. And then wait, can you pull up the other one?
Okay.
There is also, they have a collection of clothing that just says God's favorite all over it. Like on these tights, they have purses and hats that just say God's favorite on it, which I found very amusing.
Okay, but like, these are like not even that interesting of, a design or fonts.
True.
And they're so expensive. But if you go to atheistrepublic.com and then you click on, if you go onto the top and click on store, look at these great designs. Like look, for example, this one, right? You could get it on a shirt. So it says education isn't something you can just finish. But let me see some more blasphemous ones. Hold on. Let me see. There's some. Oh, here. Oh, like, look at this one. Like, look at this shirt, right? If you click on it, right? So this shirt, it has a design with a devil on it. And the design says, "Be more yes today, Satan, and less not today, Satan." Right? This is pretty cool, right? And it has like, it's colorful. It's not just like a font. Oh yeah, like it. This is a good one. Like, look at this is a shirt. Another one. There's so many funny designs like this. And this design says, "What does it mean if the holy water sizzles when it hits your skin? Asking for a friend." Right? Guys, like, go to Atheist Republic store. We have so many blasphemous shirts. Let me see. Oh, this one. Can we read this one out?
Yeah, it just says, "Wake up, sluts, it's time to sin."
And look, the price for this one is like $26, 25, 26, half of the price. And you get it, and you can like customize it to put it on a shirt or to put it on so many other things if you want. Like, you could get it on a tank top, on a hat. Like, if you click on the design that you like, you could get so many. Wait, let me see. Oh yeah, like this one. This is a cool one. There's another design. Oh look, it comes in women's outfit as well. Prayers, because magic lamps are crazy, right? Like, so that's a good one. Oh my god, we have such good. I forgot how great our shirts are, guys. Check out Atheist Republic store. Like, we have so many. Oh yeah.
Gasian American is saying, would a 33 collection bikini with the 99 names of Allah be blasphemous or render you invincible from Muslims?
Wait, what?
If you have a bikini collection with the 99 names of Allah, would this be blasphemous or would it effectively make you invincible from Muslims?
Both, I would say.
Because we previously talked about a bulletproof vest made out of the names of Allah, because then no one could shoot you, because then they'd be shooting the name of Allah.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Oh wait. Yeah, one more. I really like her design. So one more, right? Like, so this one. What is this?
You have to read.
Yeah. Okay, so this design says, Flush and save your kids from religion, and it has a toilet bowl as a superhero on it as well, right? So look at this designs, guys. It's so good. You guys should check out our store. Oh my god. Oh, one more. This one says, "Thank you for growing my leg back, God," said nobody ever. This is a good one too. Okay, cool. Wow, guys, check out it. Yeah.
Sheikh B is saying, I liked the idea of India dropping Muhammad written on small pieces of paper during war. That was another idea that you had.
Oh yeah, that was I have such good ideas.
Yeah. Because then they couldn't shoot those planes down if they're doing, flyer dropping.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to get our Blasphemous
Think about it, guys.
Susanna sent me the Blasphemous art that we did in for recognition of this new. Ooh, I can't show that. Jeez, that's hot. Oh my god, I need some time off for. Yeah, every time I go through the art that Susanna sends me, I'm like, sheesh. Okay, I need some. I need some moment alone. Did you send me the bikini one?
Yeah.
Oh. Where is it? Like.
It's the most recent one. Just search new art in your inbox.
New art? No, I'm seeing Mother Mary.
That's it.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. Not really, actually. I'm very smart. Okay. Here. I got it. Guys, look at this art. This is the kind of art you get if you are subscribed to his newsletter. So to celebrate this new bikini and all the attention that we got, we have Mother Mary. Mother Mary herself is in the bikini. Look at this.
It actually looks very good.
It looks really good. Like, we have such great artists. Look at this. This is an Atheist Republic art, by the way. So Mother Mary herself is wearing the bikini. Guys, we send out art like this. We make new art like this and send it out to our newsletter subscribers every week. Every week we have new art. So if you're not on our newsletter, I don't know what you're doing. Like, look at this art. How could you not be on our newsletter? Right? Yes. And also we have a not safe for work version of this as well, available to our patrons, where what's happening in the not safe for work version. She's
revealing what's underneath the bikini.
Yes.
Yeah. You can sign up for the newsletter and support us via Patreon and see the Not Safe for Work in the link in the description. So let's go to the next story because this is pretty funny.
No, man, your email might have been missed. So can you resend it to armin.navabi@gmail.com? So just send it to that email. So sorry if we missed your email. Sometimes we get flooded with emails and we might miss them. Right. All right, cool. All right, let's go to the next story. What?
Dorm Novet is saying, do those crosses double as a feminine pleasure toy? That would be blasphemous.
Wait.
I've definitely seen those.
Okay. Can we add that to our list of art? That's just an art idea, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Good idea. Let's do that as an art. All right. Can we clap for the next news?
Yes, this is ridiculous.
Oh, really? Something coming out of Iran and it's clappable?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just funny.
We don't get much clappable news from countries like Pakistan or Iran, right? Anyways, next news.
Iranian state media says women don't like the Chador because it's too expensive. Don't worry, guys. The regime, they finally figured it out.
That's the reason? Reason? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Wow. Oh, my God.
So let's get into it. On July 9th, the state-owned Fars news agency published an article stating that the country's women do not like to wear the black chador, which is a modest floor-length cloak secured under the chin, common among Shia Muslims, because it's too expensive. On July 16th, the news agency repeated the statement in an article titled, quote, "Why Black Chador Isn't Sold at Government Prices." Quote, the Islamic hijab is the most expensive clothing, the most difficult to find and afford. Not only have we failed to manage the patterns of consumer behavior in society and to lay the appropriate groundwork, but our adversaries have planned how to exploit them and have directed the garment industry and market towards their own goals, reads a statement from the newspaper Resalat on July 22nd. So basically they're saying this too is the fault of the West. A business journalist in Iran said, quote, hair salons charge about $94 US dollars for trimming and coloring. An ordinary black chador costs less than $31. So any change in women's behavior is not down to price. After living under the mandatory veiling laws for years, Iranian women have gotten bolder about showing their discontent. In 2014, Iranian journalist and activist Masih Alinejad kicked off the, quote, My Stealthy Freedom campaign, which grew to be a large movement challenging the compulsory hijab law. Yasmin Ariani and Sabah Kodafshar are two of the many women imprisoned in Iran for their civil disobedience of unveiling in public. So I thought this news was hilarious because don't worry, guys, a national movement to publicly unveil, unlike we have seen in years, just kicked off this summer. We finally figured out why women don't want to wear hijab. We finally figured out why these freaking whores won't just cover up in public. It's because it's too expensive. That can be the only answer. Why do women hate it so much? If it was more affordable, they would be running. They would be running to cover themselves, to guard their modesty, if only it was more affordable. Armin, I mean, what do you think about how in touch with the people
You understand
the media
Chador,
is?
the Chador is like just a piece of cloth. Like it's just like literally a long piece of cloth, right? It's not, there's nothing. I mean, I have been to the poorest villages in Iran, okay? And I've seen people who can't afford food. They have the Chador, right? So it's actually the opposite. Like the outfit that is not the Chador is actually is worn by women who are often more higher class or have access to more money. Like, let me actually show you some comparison, right? So like these be liberal Iranian women. Like, so these are people who probably wouldn't wear any hijab if they didn't have to, right? Because like they're showing a lot of hair, they're wearing makeup, like, so this is like kind of like more upper class Iranian, right? Like, for example, like this is like Iranian woman in probably somewhere in upper Tehran or somewhere like that. Like this is like they're spending money, okay? This is what they're spending. This is how they're rich people. This is how richer people go out, right? Like, for example, let me see more. Yeah, so like, yeah, the outfits like this, like this person spent some time trying to look good, right? But if you actually look for pictures of like poor Iranian women, like some like a beggar or something. Hold on, let me see if I can find this one. Like, look, like I'm not saying all the Chadoris are poor and all the non-Chadoris are rich, right? But you can see, like, yeah, like this is like this lady, this beggar lady in the street. She's wearing a chador. It's literally a just long piece of cloth. Like, it's nothing else. A chador is like just like you could turn anything that is not a chador into a chador as long as it's a long piece of cloth. Yeah, you could turn a bedsheet into a chador if you wanted to, right? So, yeah, like this, how is this expensive? Like, she literally doesn't have enough. Yeah, like, oh yeah, this is what I'm used to seeing. Like if I go to the village, like an old granny in a village, and this is the chador. Like, do you think like she's like spending extra money because like, oh yeah, if she wasn't like, she was like, she's poor, like she has, but the chador was so important to her that she spent extra money to be able to wear the chador? Like, no, this is
Mhm.
like the affluent woman. This is what they wear, right? So, but yeah, like this is the chador. It's just a long piece of cloth. But I don't understand. Like, are they saying how has this got to do anything with Americans? Like, how are they making the
They
chador more
basically said
expensive?
that somehow the adversaries of the regime have exploited like the supply chain of the chador industry and like
How?
to make it more difficult to acquire. I don't know.
Like how? Like for why? But like they are so against Iranian women to wear the chadors, and they have somehow. Okay, so first of all, the non-chadori hijab, okay, it's also cloth. Okay, the chador is also cloth. Okay, the difference is that you need to do more with cloth to make it not a chador. Okay, when it's the chador, it's just like a flat chador. Okay, so if the chador is more expensive, everything else that is a hijab that is not a chador would also become more expensive because you have to do more with it. So I want to know, how did they manage to disrupt the supply chain that make a flat piece of cloth more expensive, but other forms of cloth, they remain the same price? Okay, I don't understand how they managed to do that, but that is like and also why. Like, are the Americans and the Zionists like, oh, this Chadori woman, they're
Because
like,
they are trying to corrupt the
hmm,
Islamic Republic's women,
hmm,
fill their heads with whorish nonsense
right?
like being unveiled.
Because that's
They
like, because they
know
know.
that if women can be unveiled in public, it's the end of the regime.
That's actually what they. I don't know, Susie, how do you know this thing? But like, this is a serious claim. Like, this is what they say. Like, a lot of
Yeah, no, it's true.
a lot of Iranians, religious Iranians, think that the strength of the Iranian regime comes from the fact that women be hijabis. Okay, this is the foundation. This is like what keeps it strong. I don't know how. I think like they are. Oh yeah, this is how they connect things. I think, right. This is like religious people, man. They're so good at connecting random things together. Okay, so a lewd woman, okay, a woman that is not wearing the hijab, is the best way to take out take down an empire, and they think they are an empire, right? Because the foundation of a society is built upon a family, okay, and the woman, a mother is the heart of the family, okay. So to go after to take down a society, you target the mother, and you target the mother by making her interested in being a slut more than a mother, okay. And this is like the enemies of Islam and the enemies of Iran have recognized that there's no other way to take down Iran other than targeting the family unit. And to do that, you have to
Oh
go
my
after
God.
the woman. And this is why hijab, unlike other countries, this is why the hijab has made Iran strong, because it has kept the family together. It keeps family strong, country strong. That's how they think. Okay.
Like a typical conservative, it just always goes back to my family.
Wait, I need my family meme. Oh
My
my
family.
god.
The what I actually agreed, but in the opposite sense. I think the power of the Islamic Republic comes in their fascist ability to control how you dress in all aspects of your life. So if you challenge that, then you challenge essentially all of their power and ability to flex themselves within your private life and private sphere. So women publicly unveiling is actually one of the most serious and credible threats to the legitimacy of the regime itself.
Yes, because it's showing a weakness within the authority. Like, it's showing that the claws are on the Iranian women are loosening. The chains they're being unchained. And if they can get out of the hijab, what else can they get out of? Like, and that's why they're terrified. That's why they want to make sure, like, they don't know what to do. Should they, so should they make it mandatory or not mandatory? If they make it not mandatory, are they sending a signal that they're weak? Okay, but if they keep it mandatory, are they giving more excuses for people to rebel? So they're like in a dilemma, like they don't know what to do, right? and they're like trying to like within the hardliners themselves, they're kind of divided on this. Like they're like, oh my god, this mandatory hijab is like the end of us, and some people are like, no, not keeping the hijab mandatory, that would be the end of us. So the hardliners are like fighting each other on this as well, right? By the way, this is an acknowledgement of the fact that the Chador is very unpopular. Okay, so I know the reasoning behind it, like because the Iranian
That's true. Actually, good point.
Yeah, because so the Iranian regime understands that, like, has signaled all the time for the past 40 years that the best form of hijab is the chador. Okay,
Mhm.
more chadori women is kind of a suggestion that more people are with the regime. Okay,
Mhm.
and so for you to go through these 40 years and less women is choosing to wear the chador, it kind of looks embarrassing. It kind of looks like, hey, maybe like more people are not interested in this in the strict version of Islam, right? And it basically questions the popularity of the regime. Like it's a visible indication of how unpopular the regime is. Like
That's
because
true.
they don't have referendums, like reliable polls and referendums. So, but people can see with their very eyes in the street, like, okay, more people are moving under the, like it's so apparent to everybody.
Mhm.
So they're desperate, like,
Wow.
okay, everybody can see that the chador is not that popular, so we need to, and they're acknowledging it, right? So they're just
Mhm.
coming up with an excuse to justify why this is happening. Yeah.
Fascinating. Wow. Muhammad is making crying faces and saying the West is sanctioning our hijab. It somehow always comes back to, yes, so we have this problem, things aren't going well, and it's the West.
Or the Zionists. Technically the same thing.
True. Sheikh B is saying, so typical of conservative communities to keep their honor in their woman's body. Yes, exactly. Sheikh B is also
the entire
saying,
society's honor is between our women's legs. That's what they're saying. Like everything, the foundation of everything is based upon how much we can control our, the vaginas in our society. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Sheikh B is also saying you have no idea how much quote unquote family values is used by Pakistani Islamists. And D is also getting quite angry over family values. I think like most people who are liberal get like a very gross, icky feeling in your stomach when you start hearing people talk about family values, because it almost always means religious traditionalism. It's just a code word for religious traditionalism. Asian American is saying it sounds like Shia Iran needs some Chinese characteristics.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes, this meme. Vin Diesel's saying there's nothing stronger than family.
Yes, I got it ready.
Thank you. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Asian American is also saying it wouldn't it be better to just let people do what they want and lower the credit scores of families of women who don't wear the chador? Perfect solution, Asian American. Thank you.
Yeah, great idea. Oh my god, that's scary. Oh, okay. So that was the last of the start comments. This video, we didn't want to play this video. Like, no, right? Like we already.
Oh no, it was just about the arrests of Ariani and Kordashar.
Yeah, more women in Iran are fighting against the regime by violating the law and publicly taking off their hijab, which is amazing.
Yeah, amidst a crackdown like we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, wait, by the way, for the next news, the frontline video, PBS video that you sent me, it says the video is not available.
Maybe okay. I'll show it then. I'll pull it up.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Clappable?
We're going to clap for this work of this journalist because otherwise this is quite upsetting.
Quite upsetting, but the journalist is a good... Okay, so clapping for the journalist. Next news.
Taliban bride abduction scheme exposed by undercover journalist. When the U.S. security forces left Afghanistan in August of 2021, the Taliban took over the country, and the Taliban took over the country. The Taliban spokesperson, Zabihullah Mujahid assured the international community that it would be a different government than their previous attempt to rule the country in the 1990s, when girls could not attend school. Undercover journalist and filmmaker Ramita Navai exposed the Taliban's empty promise. In her documentary, Afghanistan Uncovered, secretly filmed in Afghanistan's provinces, Navai investigates rumors that young women are being arrested and quote unquote disappeared, and that girls are being forced into marriage with Taliban soldiers. Taliban soldiers, including those in high positions, are abducting girls they desire without the family's consent or forced consent. She also found that many missing women have been arrested for supposed moral crimes, such as improperly covering themselves and daring to be outside without a male guardian. None of these arrests are officially recorded, and women are effectively disappeared. Navai came across some Afghan women fighting back. 2 of the women she interviewed were arrested soon after. Both served a 3-month prison sentence and have since fled the country. So basically, this incredible journalist who we see pictured here in the thumbnail, Ramita Navai, I have so much respect for this lady. She is next level brave. She went to Afghanistan twice during the past year after it fell to the Taliban, and recorded what she was learning there. So the first time she went, it was before the invasion of Ukraine. And she went to different provinces, she went to different cities. And like in Kabul, you could still see murals on the city of like murals fighting for women's rights and, progress and stuff like that. And she exposed so many different things going on. It was crazy. So the first thing that's happening is that women are basically getting disappeared into the Taliban's prison system. And we know that this is happening under the Taliban because when they took over, they basically freed all prisoners. And so we know that their cases are new. And so women will be pulled into prison for traveling without a male relative, for example. And it starts with her going to the family of a woman that they call Miriam. And they're like, we haven't been able to find Miriam for weeks. We think that the Taliban have her. Can you please help us find her? So what this journalist does is that she gets in touch with the Taliban and says, oh, we would like to do a tour of the prison and tell us about how you're treating the prisoners and stuff. And they agree and say, oh, you can only tour the men's section. And they decide, okay, we're going to go in. We are going to film in secret, undercover with hidden cameras. And while we're already in the men's section, we'll just ask if we can go to the women's section and hopefully we can go find this girl. And so that's what they do. And they find her. And they start talking to these women. And all the women that they talk to are there for quote unquote moral crimes. And then they find Miriam. And they go talk to her and they start talking to her in English so that the guards won't know what they're talking about. And she's like, they've been holding us here for weeks. Like some of these girls are being tortured with tasers, all this stuff. And then the female guard comes up and is like, hey, you can't speak in English. And then she switches back to speaking in Dari and starts praising the Taliban and how good that they take care of her, that kind of thing. But now they found this girl and they go and tell her family. Eventually, the family negotiates for her release. Then this journalist, first of all, I just need to praise the bravery of going in as a woman with a hidden camera in the heart of a Taliban prison. I would be scared shitless. She then goes to go uncover the bride kidnapping scheme. So what is happening is that arranged marriages are common, right? But there's a tradition and culture around it. And basically under the arranged marriage culture, this is an arrangement between families and there's a bride price that is paid. What is happening here is that talibs will go out into the marketplace and they'll go find a girl that they like. They like the look of her. They follow her home. They go see where she lives. They show up. They then go ask the family to marry that girl. If the family refuses, they will beat the shit out of the family and either straight up kidnap the girl right then and there. Usually a cleric is in tow to marry them on the spot, or take her to get married later, or force the consent of the families to do so with threatening their life. And all this without paying any bride price. And this is happening at senior levels of the Taliban, like heads of different states, like governors and stuff. And of course, they deny everything, but this is a huge problem. If men defend the women in their family, they get tortured. If a woman is somehow brought back, she is seen as a shame to the entire village, and the whole family has to leave. So it's really, really dire. When the women, if they are taken by the Taliban on the morality crimes, and they somehow manage to get out of the black hole of an unrecorded, imprisonment, then when they come back to their village or their area, they have to go into hiding because their neighbors will come after them. Straight up come after them for basically disrespecting the Gerat, like the honor of their entire community, even if they didn't do anything wrong. But it looks like they did something wrong. So then their life is under threat just off top because of that. Then it was wintertime and she had to leave because it was getting too dangerous and difficult to travel around the country. This journalist, she comes back to Afghanistan after the invasion of Ukraine. And she talks about how things have gotten substantially worse. And the women talk about how they, ever since Ukraine was invaded, no one thinks about Afghanistan. No one cares about Afghanistan. And we're just really, really struggling here, completely lost hope, alone. We kind of had a semblance of feeling like the international community was there for us before. That's almost gone now. And she interviews some incredible women who are still organizing protests and women's get-togethers on International Women's Day. The scenes from that documentary almost made me cry, to be honest. And she also talks to women who there has been an absolute explosion in the rates of suicide among women in Afghanistan in the past year. Afghanistan is now one of the few countries in the world where the rates of suicide among women actually exceed that of men. And it is vastly underreported. Then it's already what is reported is very high. That must be a drop in the bucket in comparison to what's actually happening because of the different levels of societies that don't want to actually report this. On so many different levels, there's a bias to not report it. So it absolutely horrific because all the shelters for women who experience domestic abuse have been shut down. So women are just trying to kill themselves to escape their abusive marriage. They interviewed one woman who set herself on fire, burns covering 80% of her body. She eventually died a month later. There was a woman that they interviewed who drank bleach because there was no one that could help her. Her own family couldn't help her. Just absolutely, absolutely brutal. And also just people who they can't, cope on so many different levels with what's happening around them. She also noted that when she went back that second time, all of a sudden, all the murals that they had up previously were now painted over with, propaganda about how to dress properly. And it's just a video. It's just a photo of the burqa, right? So things are really, really dire. I'm not going to lie. Again, I have to commend the work of this British Iranian journalist, Ramita Navabi, because basically there were women who were even willing to show their face on camera. And they're like, we have to do it because the only thing we have left is our voice. That's the only thing left. And I don't know, the power and courage of these individuals is honestly breathtaking. Yeah, Armin, what do you think about all this stuff that has been previously completely unreported?
It's crazy. I don't know how somebody could be this brave. Like, it's it's next level.
Mm-hmm. What's
There
interesting is this journalist. Was born in Iran, and so she said that she could pass as Afghan, and so that helped her. But she said that actually being a woman was to her benefit of her journalism, because women are dismissed and overlooked to such a degree that she was essentially invisible.
That's what Dee was saying as well in the live chat.
She's saying, read the quote of her saying being invisible helped. Maybe I can find the full quote. Just a second. But yeah, what do you think about this whole bride abduction thing?
Well, somebody was asking in the live chat, isn't this like a theft according to Islam? I mean, yeah, this is like, I mean, I don't want to like.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is not Islamic even. Like, I know Islam is bad, but this is not allowed in Islam. Like, you kind of need the permission of at least the parents. You can't just go willy-nilly and take women. I mean, you can, but it has to be in battle, and they can't be Muslim, right? So even if you're like taking women as slave Islamically, you can't do it. You can't do that to Muslim women, especially when there's no war happening. So this is as bad as Islam is. This is even worse than what Islam allows. So I don't know how they're justifying this.
How do you think? Yeah, how would you speculate that they justify it?
I don't think they do. I think they just like, we're in charge, and these, we need. I think war booty maybe. Like, we just won this war. Like, yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, we're the victors. We're the spoils of war for us. Like, maybe like that. A lot of these people don't really bother trying to connect the dots with Islamic rulings. Like, I mean, this is the nature of, this is how wars used to always be. Anyways, Shakibi, is that how you pronounce her name?
I think so.
Yeah, I think effing hell. How come this is not getting world's attention? Oh, it's Afghanistan. It's not like a European country. That's why.
Unfortunately, right? That actually is like what it comes down to.
Yes.
I wish that wasn't true.
Okay, so some people are saying the video is restricted by YouTube. The video of this whole.
Well, that's okay, because in the chat I just posted a link to watch the full documentary. You can find it on pbs.org. Let me pull it up here.
That's also restricted for if you're not in the US, which is why you need a VPN. And we just happen to have a link to NordVPN, which is I think the best VPN. So guys, make sure you use it. If you want to watch this documentary, use a VPN. And if you don't have a VPN, please use a link in the description, because that helps us. Okay, we get something out of NordVPN if you use the link in the description to get a VPN. Okay. By the way, this is why
you need to support the channel.
Yeah. And you get to watch things that you could only be watched in like the US or other countries. Like, I think like if outside of US, if you click on this link as well, it shows you that this video is not available, both on YouTube and on their website. So get a VPN, and link in the description to our VPN.
Affiliate. I highly, highly, highly recommend watching this documentary. If you search like PBS Afghanistan Uncovered, I'm sure you could find it somewhere. I actually genuinely really want people to go watch this. It's only 1 hour. You can really dive into all the things we talked about, just in more detail. And seeing people, their faces, hearing them say it, hearing the tone of their voice when they talk about these things, when it happens to them. I don't know. I think it's so important. I think it really humanizes the people who are going through these struggles, because it's easy to say that is so far from my experience, but I don't know. I really want people to see this. I really want people to see what's going on, and so we can sympathize more and raise more awareness about the issue, and don't let people forget about Afghanistan. I think that's what's really important.
Right. No Man 041 is saying make a movie better. Yeah, this is like a plot for a really good movie, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah. Asian American saying this is giving me Gilead vibes. Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, Gilead was, I think, modeled after countries like this. Also, I don't appreciate this. Shaky B is saying, seriously, F men. Like, what the hell? Like, why are all men being put in the same camp of like Taliban? Like, because of Taliban, F all men? Like, I'm sure most men are better than the goddamn Taliban. This is like I don't appreciate this. Like, this
Armin's
is
like, this is slanderous. This is libelous, and I do not appreciate it.
I do not appreciate it. Like, why are we like because of Taliban? Like, you're grouping all men to the same category as Taliban, F men because of Taliban. That's not, not good. This is like sexist. It's very sexist. I don't appreciate that. Oh no, actually you're right. No, please do F us. Oh yeah, actually, okay. No, don't. No, hey, Sharia, you don't say please, okay? That's the best way not to get F, okay? You demand it. You don't ask for it, okay? If you ask for it, you're not gonna get any. You have to demand it. That's how you get it. All right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you try it, okay? Like if you go to your woman or your girl and like, hey, can we please have sex? You know, the likelihood of you getting sex is very low, okay? But if you go there and like, you don't even need to say anything. You just make it happen, okay? And then it happens. Yeah. What? It's true.
Sometimes I've just mentally given up trying to salvage
Wait, like
things you say.
Saying the word
I don't want to
please
have this conversation right now.
Saying please is the biggest turnoff. I'm telling you. Okay, just try. Okay, go do an experiment. Say like, can we please have some sex, please? Thank you very much. Would you have some sex with me, please? Like, just try it and see how often you get laid. Okay. If you don't believe me, go. Yeah, you're not gonna get laid. Right.
Don't know how to say sorry, honey. Armin told me to.
No, don't say that. That's not gonna work as well.
He's like, I said, what kind of relationships have you been in, Armin?
A dominant one.
Armin,
okay.
I think a lot of people are going to be like, this is assault. You're not asking for consent. This is why I'm
you idiots. I'm not telling you to go do this without consent. I'm just saying, like, you make the conditions like sexy and you go and you start kissing her, you pull her hand, you make some jokes, you make her laugh, but you don't go and like, hey, please, let's have some sex. I'm not saying to go do something against her consent. I'm just saying, like, also you're a little bit aggressive about it. Obviously, you're looking for signals. If she's giving you some signals that she doesn't like it, you're not going to push for it. But you show some aggressions because that's a turn on. But you don't but you also have to be mindful of what the other person is communicating through her body language. I'm not telling you to push for it if the other person is not interested. I'm just saying the person would likely not be interested if you beg for it. That's solid advice, I think. All right. How did we get here? We were talking about Afghanistan.
Because of you.
And this is objectively true. What I'm saying is objectively true. You can come at me.
Armin.
Okay. Guys, this is not misogyny. This is true. Okay, Susie, is that true? Susie,
I don't want Armin. I don't want to talk about this right now.
Okay, then why are you highlighting Armin Tate if you don't want to talk about it? Like you're teasing me to talk about it more. Like you're asking for it.
Oh, I'm asking for it now. That's the language you're gonna use. I quit.
Okay, no man is saying I will stick with begging man. Okay, good luck with that. All right. All right.
Oh my god, this is what I have to deal with.
All right. Okay. So time out for Armin.
Okay, let's
All right.
get back on track.
Okay. Can we clap for the next news?
Sure.
All right. Next news.
Oh no, Susie, come back. Sorry, okay. Next news. Anglican Church battles over homosexuality and reaffirms it as a sin. Recently, to appease the conservative bishops, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, the leader of the global Anglican Church, quote, affirmed the validity of the 1998 Lambeth Call, which declared homosexual acts to be a sin. According to the original documents, quote, it is the mind of the Anglican communion as a whole that same-sex marriage is not permissible. They're saying it is haram. Welby affirmed the validity of the declaration during the once-a-decade Lambeth Conference with about 650 attending bishops, most of whom believe that questioning the biblical teaching is unthinkable. Some institutions under the Anglican Church are opposed to same-sex marriage. Some have accepted it. Those that conduct or bless same-sex marriages are churches in Scotland, Wales, the United States, Canada, New Zealand, Brazil, and Mexico. In contrast, those that strongly opposed to this practice are from churches in sub-Saharan Africa, Nigeria, Rwanda, and Uganda. This has also caused bitter divisions among churches and their congregants. Bishop John Harvey Taylor of Los Angeles said the declaration, quote, divides, hurts, scapegoats, and denies. The LGBT community heavily criticized this reaffirmation from the Archbishop of Canterbury. A statement in opposition to his move, signed by 90 bishops, including 8 archbishops, stated, we look forward to the day when all may feel truly welcomed, valued, and reaffirmed.
Okay, but are they disagreeing that it's a sin?
Yes. So there are all these different branches of the Anglican Church that have started not only blessing same-sex marriages, but actually just straight up conducting same-sex marriages. And
okay, but okay.
Go ahead.
I thought and they acknowledge coming out publicly saying that this is not a sin.
I don't know how they say it, but they are doing these blessings,
But how
which
is
is
that
basically saying that.
So have they not read the Bible? Because I don't know, I think the ones who are saying this is a sin kind of got Christianity more correctly, haven't they?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
But so it's very interesting. This is kind of a liberal democracy versus developing nation conflict in a very interesting way. All of these branches of the Anglican Church that are basically in the global north many of them have very severely liberalized to the point that they are there is this huge schism happening in the Anglican Church right now between the global north and the global south. Meanwhile, the global south, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa, which they claim to be 75% of the global Anglican community, they're the most hardcore about this. And they're like, no, this is a sin. We're going all the way. You are denying God's word. You need to come back to Christ because his word is clear, and you are saying that God is wrong.
Right. We need
they point to the fact that the Church of England, for example, has severely dwindling congregants and populations. And they're saying because you are straying from God's words, that's why you have these dwindling numbers. But I was not expecting that bikini to come across my screen again.
It's the Holy Spirit back.
It just flashes.
Mother Mary.
But I mean, I completely lost my train of thought. I saw boobies. Oh wait, I remember. So So the contention is that while the global South churches are saying you are losing members because you are not adhering to God's word, people in the global North, in these liberal democracies, they are very aware of the fact that they are so unpopular because they are adhering to this tradition, which is not reflective of the majority of their own populations. So the church basically is struggling to stay tied together in some way over this. This whole once a decade conference was supposed to be about climate change, but this is like the main thing that people just have this huge contention over that they can't move past. I thought this was very interesting.
This is why colonization was a good idea.
What?
Maybe we should redo it. Okay, the enforcement of superior values over inferior ones, right? Like within the church, like I think maybe the church should go back and colonizing these other countries. Like just a little, like, no, we are moving past this whole gay being a sin thing, and we're just forcing this upon you. We're recolonizing all these countries. I mean, maybe originally it was a bad idea, okay, but now that they have better ideas, maybe now we should revisit that. I don't know. Just a thought.
The neoliberal aggressively jumps out of Armin. Oh my god. Asian American is saying that this is the colonized versus the colonizer.
Exactly. And this, I'm pro colonizing this, a colonizer in this. Aren't you like between the colonized and the colonizer? Don't you think the colonizer has got it right this time? Well, actually, no. The colonized, yeah, I know. But traditionally, when you wanted to go uber liberal with Christianity, you wouldn't go and say like being gay is not a sin. You'd be like, so what is this? It's a sin. Everything is a sin. Okay. Like my very existence is a sin. Like you're like, okay, like this is what you do. Okay. You don't say, because it's in the Bible. You can't say it's not a sin. Okay. You just have to remind everybody that, we are like sinning from the very moment that we wake, probably even before we wake up and until we sleep. Like we're just like we're sinning every second. You know what I mean? Like all the time. So you just have to be like, it's not that big of a deal. We're all sinners. Like if I, you're gay, you're sinning, but even I'm not gay, but I'm still sinning like all the time. So it's not a big deal. So that's how traditionally you try to act like you're very liberal. However, the problem with that is that given that it's a sin, you can't like religiously endorse it. So you wouldn't be able to give them marriage ceremonies or bless them, right? Because you don't bless these other sins. Like, for example, like, okay, being gay is a sin, but non-gay people, like straight people, are also doing adultery and like doing all these other sins. Yeah, but like you don't go and like bless their adultery. You don't go and bless their pride or their greed or their whatever, right? Or their lust. You don't go bless it, right? So given that you don't bless it, you can't bless this gay marriage either. And that's like the problem. Like, okay, but we want to go to church and we want to be blessed and we want to be able to marry in the church, which I don't understand as a gay person why you're still a Christian, okay? But still, you do you.
Fair enough. Yeah, that does genuinely confuse me.
Yeah. I mean, read your Bibles, gays. Gays, read the Bible. Why are you still Christian? It's against you, okay? It wants you dead. Okay, so like it rains fire upon you, okay? So how could you still be Christian?
Asian American is bringing up a very good point in terms of your desire for the neoliberal neocolonialism of the global South, saying no, Africa had the anti-sodomy laws imported by Great Britain. Yeah, Sub-Saharan Africa needs to decolonize their 18th century laws.
By another
this homophobia was given to them by the colonists.
Yes, you undo it by doing it a second time. Okay? So you go back and fix it. You broke it. Now you go back and fix it. This idea was imposed on them. Now that the colonizers have superior values, they need to revisit and say, like, we did an oopsie here. We're here to force you to go back to your better ways. God. Yes.
Because values imbued through force are genuinely held. And they stick very well throughout generations in the society, as we have learned. in the
Okay,
recent past.
people know I'm not being serious, right? Like, is this like people are like know this, right? Like, do I have to clarify this? Like, I'm not
Oftentimes
for.
you do because you say a lot of irresponsible stuff when you're joking.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like exhibited in our previous segment. Actually, but you weren't joking.
Okay. This time, okay. This is guys. There's nothing liberal about colonization. Okay, I'm not being serious. Jesus. If you needed this clarification, the problem is you, not me. This is obvious. Anyway, I don't take any responsibility for your misinterpretation of my jokes.
Yeah, Shriyash is like, I regret opening this stream.
Okay. That's sad. All right. Well, no backsies, okay? Okay.
I hate you so much.
Hey guys, this is fun. We're having fun. I don't know why you guys could go. What do you want? You want us to just read the news and just like just read it out for you? Is that what you want? Because they do that other places. Yeah, this makes we're more fun. Anyways, no, Susie disagrees. All right, okay. All right, can we move on to the next news?
Oh yeah, this is really sad.
Oh yeah,
This is
so
not clap. This is no clapping.
No clapping. Okay, next news.
Next news: suspected Islamist militants killed, burned alive 20 in Congo. On July 1st, 20 people were killed in 2 attacks by suspected Islamists that took place in 2 neighboring villages in eastern Congo. Alice Kinyaga, whose parents were among the victims in the recent killings, said their throats had been cut. Some villagers were still alive when their homes were set on fire by the attackers. Christophe Muyandero, a local coordinator of the Convention for the Respect of Human Rights, said that the perpetrators were believed to be members of the Allied Democratic Forces, or ADF for short. ADF is an Islamist rebel group in a region that is majority populated by Christians, and the group is considered the deadliest operating in the area. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the ADF released a manifesto in 1997 declaring the aim of overthrowing the Ugandan government, and later they moved into regions of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Islamism has been a component of the group from its inception, but broader claims of its goals have been vague, earning them the label rebelling without a cause. The ADF is a recognized affiliate of ISIS, and just last April renewed its pledge to the new IS leader Abu al-Hussein al-Hashimi al-Qurayshi.
Okay, so who did they burn alive?
Just villagers in East Congo. There were 2 villages in eastern Congo that were attacked.
Okay, the title is a little bit confusing because it seems like the Islamists who are the ones who were killed. Okay, but they did the killing. And this, like, is there any, what was the reason behind this attack? We don't know.
It's suspected that they were behind the killing, just to be clear. That's what's really difficult. It's not really clear what the specific motivation behind this attack is, besides the fact that they are the deadliest Islamist group in the region, and they moved into a Christian majority area of the Congo. So
yeah. Varun is saying, like, I agree with what Varun is saying. Burning is how do you say this? The prerogative of Allah alone. Bizarre. Yeah, that's true. Like, we have had Islamic hadith that you can't kill. I think it was Ali, Imam Ali, that said that. He burned some people alive, but there was a hadith that you shouldn't do that. I don't know who did that, right? But there's a hadith that you can't kill people by burning them, because that's how Allah punishes people, and nobody else is allowed to do that, right? So there's different. Islam kills people mainly by chopping up their head, right? That's the Islamic way, but not burning people alive. So this is un-Islamic. But what a horrible way to go, also. That is vile. That's disgusting. God damn it. Imagine 20 people being burned alive at this day and age. Like, oh my God. It's just,
I
I
don't know
can't
how
even.
many of them were burned alive, but there were people who they were set on their structures were set on fire while they were still inside. But 20 people were killed in total that we know of.
What's the new? So they pledged allegiance to the leader of ISIS. Like, I don't even know the new leader of ISIS names. Like, didn't we just like kill the second one? So Baghdadi died. The second one died the second one died as well, didn't he? Just recently. So this is the third leader.
I think
Like, nobody.
so. Was
Yeah,
the third leader who died Al Quraishi? Because that name sounded familiar.
No, I think the second one who died was like the second one was the guy in that was trying to free a whole bunch of people for Syria from jail in Syria. Wasn't that the guy? We covered that story, right? But I guess this is the third guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, does anybody even care about who the? Okay, apparently ISIS is still. People are still pledging allegiance to the leader of ISIS. I don't know. That's still a thing. Okay. I know ISIS is still around, but pledging like having new franchises. I didn't know they're still expanding. But
yeah,
man,
well,
Africa,
they're very active in Africa, but like no one talks about it.
Yeah, because it's Africa. Nobody cares.
I know, and that's actually why. So our lovely editor D, who is saying this is just random violence, she's the one who sent this news to me, and I want to make it like my goal to have at least one story from Africa a week, because I think it is exactly important to cover these stories because they get so little coverage.
Yeah, Africa is going to be like, the major part of the like a big part of the world, like the population wise, like Africa is growing faster than the rest of the planet, so they're going to be a high percentage of the population, especially the young population. Oh, by the way, we forgot to thank Varun for the super chat. Thank you, Varun, for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat, Varun.
But I really appreciate having D, like, because like people don't care about Africa, so like D is like keeping us updated with stuff that is happening. It's very important for us to keep an eye on what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. So she's saying we care about Africa, and
yes, we do.
Thank you, D, for focusing on Africa. Yeah, I think it's really important. One thing that I found confusing, and I mean, I don't know if they're an immediate answer to this question, but the fact that this Islamist group is called the Allied Democratic Forces. Like, there doesn't seem to be anything democratic about you.
Well, why would they have democratic in the name and then pledge allegiance to ISIS?
And they're a Ugandan militia that moved into the Congo. I think it was because they were trying to overthrow the Ugandan government, so they got pushed out, and then they just like relocated to Congo.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Gagin American is saying same here. Gagin American cares about Africa. I think these people are just confused. Like, I mean, democracy is not like even they're not democratic and pretending to be democratic. Like, it's like democratic is considered an insult by ISIS people. Like, it's not worth even pretending to be. You know what I mean? It's like this is a bad Western idea. This is shirk. Democracy is actually shirk, according to ISIS people, right?
How?
Because you're putting the rule of man above the rule of Allah. So you're prioritizing man over Allah. So it's shirk.
How are you supposed to determine a leader then?
Well, a shura comes together to determine all the rule of Allah, but the goal is to figure out what Allah wants, not what the people. I mean, even if what the people want is by extension, Allah is determining here that this is what we should get people what they want here. Okay, but the vote, like, it's not like ruled by the people. Okay, it should be ruled by Sharia, not by the people. Obviously,
no, but there still has to be a way in which the caliph is determined.
Obviously, not by popular vote.
Yeah.
I think it's based on like
a guardian council?
No, I mean, historically, whoever managed to just take over the Islamic land, like the caliphs were not picked. It's based on force. Like, yeah.
I know, but theoretically, wasn't there supposed to be a decision process?
No. I mean, even even if you look at the four first rightly guided ones, right? Each one of them was selected completely differently, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah. So Abu Bakr was like selected by a group of people, right?
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
but Omar was picked because by Abu Bakr, so there was no
mm,
shura. Abu Bakr was just like, next guy is Omar. So like, okay, so it wasn't no shura. And I forgot Osman was, I think, went back to shura, like kind of half shura, half like pledging allegiance to um, doing what the first two caliphs did. So kind of was like that. It was more political. Uh, and Ali was kind of like, because his followers kind of forced in, like kind of pushed, like, okay, it needs to be Ali now. Come on, right? So
mhm.
it's like all four of them were like different. So there's no one way. Like it's just like, yeah. And also having a shura deciding who's the leader, that's not democracy. That's like a few group of people deciding who the next leader is going to
Oh no, of
be.
course not. It's not
Yeah,
real democracy.
it's not at all democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Murtad Skeptic is saying, of fucking course, an ex-Shia would say that. You guys wanted to be Ahl Bayt. The elected caliph of Abu Bakr was rejected.
What? It was not rejected. Abu Bakr was like right there. He was the first caliph. But like seriously, who thinks like, if you actually, you know what, the Sunnis have a point here, because Muhammad did say that my community will, like the community of Muslims, if they have an agreement, they will always make the right decision, right? So if they pick Abu Bakr, yeah, I don't know. There's no, the more I look into it, the more the Shias have no foundations. Like there's nothing anywhere that suggests Ali should have been the successor of Muhammad. It's all made up. So this, yeah, I'm becoming more pro-Sunni as I learn about how much the Shia are misrepresenting what actually happened. All right. Yeah, sorry, Susie. I'm going to the Sunni side. Okay. Can we? Oh wait, Doorknob had saying Muhammad didn't care to create a process because he didn't care what happened after him. True, actually, it seemed like it. I mean, depends on which narrative you believe in, because he was trying to. There's a story about him asking for pen and paper, okay, trying to write something, and Aisha and Abu Bakr and everybody taking that away from him, okay, because they knew that he was going to write that Ali needs to be my successor, and they didn't let him, okay. do you, that's the story a lot of Shias have, okay. When he was sick, he was trying to like write it down. Do you know what the problem with that story is, Susie? Because I
Muhammad
heard the
was
story.
illiterate.
Yeah.
That's the whole
What the hell
point.
was he gonna? The whole what if Muhammad was gonna write down his next successor, and the Shias are saying that Aisha took that away from him. Muhammad didn't know how to write. This story doesn't make any sense. All right, we got another super chat.
Yes, Varun gave us another $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, as an outsider, I think Shia Islam is nepotistic versus Sunni Islam.
Yes, but that's the point. They're continuing the tradition of Islam being a copy of Judaism. Okay, the whole idea of prophethood going through from the father to the son is something that you inherit.
The
Okay?
descendants of Abraham.
Yeah, so that tradition was being ended by Sunnis because they wanted to make sure that you don't have any competition with Muhammad as the next prophet, as a way for you to use it to start a rebellion against the Islamic Empire. So they made sure that Muhammad is the Khatam al-Anbiya, the last prophet, and so that he doesn't have any son. They even made sure in the Quran that his adopted son is not actually his son. They made that very clear, and the stories killed him. The stories were written in a way that he died before Muhammad died, just to make sure that there's no competition in prophethood to Muhammad after him, right? Because they wanted to make sure there's no lineage. But the Shias still managed to go with Muhammad's daughter and his son-in-law and continue okay,
Oh,
fine.
they found a way.
They found a way. Like, okay, the prophethood, it has ended. But we come up with a new thing called Imamah. The Imamah hasn't ended. The Imamah will continue, right? So we'll just continue the prophethood through inheritance, like tradition, but we'll just won't call it prophethood. We'll call it the imamate. There you go. Problem solved. Rebellion begins. Right? Oh, we got another super chat.
Wait, Murtad Skeptic is saying, finally some sense. Armin is seeing the light. Asian American gave us $5. Thank you so much. And say,
Thank
Mao wrote the name of his successor in his hand, but dang, still usurped him.
No, wow. Okay. But is that real? Is he joking? I don't know what he's saying. Okay.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah. See, it's not just me. If you so, okay, it's other people. Thank you for the super chat. All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, can we clap for the next news?
I don't think we should.
Okay. Next news.
Next news. String of Muslim murders leaves New Mexico community on edge. Recently, the horrific serial killings of four Muslim men of South Asian origin in Albuquerque, New Mexico, has sparked great fear in the Islamic community of the United States. The victims include Mohammed Zahir Ahmadi, 62, from Afghanistan, Mohammed Afzal Hussein, 27, Naeem Hussein, 25, and Aftab Hussein, 41, all from Pakistan. The Turkish government condemned the killings and demanded that the perpetrators of these murders, quote, be found immediately and brought to justice. President Joe Biden tweeted that he is, quote, angered and saddened by the horrific killings of 4 Muslim men in Albuquerque. On August 8th, the brutal murders of the 4 men were linked to Mohammed Syed, the primary suspect in at least 2 of the killings. Syed is a refugee who moved from Afghanistan to the United States within the past 10 years and has denied his guilt. It was a tip from within the Albuquerque Muslim community that ultimately led the police to identify Syed. It has also been reported that Syed, a Sunni Muslim, was upset about his daughter's marriage to a Shia Muslim. 2 of the victims were friends of his daughter and Shia Muslims. Bullet casings found in Syed's car matched the caliber of the weapon used to kill Aftab Hussein and Mohammed Afzal Hussein, and he has since been charged with their murders. An investigation into the killings of Mohammed Zahir Ahmadi and Naeem Hussein are still ongoing, with Syed as the primary suspect.
Okay, so when this first happened, like, tell me if I'm getting this right or not, okay? Because there was a lot of assumption that there's some anti-Muslim hate happening, okay? And people came in and supporting the Muslim community. And they're like, oh my God, okay, like Muslims are being targeted. This is like probably an anti-Muslim far-right thing is happening, okay? But it turned out that there's a Shia versus Sunni thing, not a non-Muslim.
Maybe. We have to be really careful with asserting that because that's kind of a rumor.
Yes. Okay. This Sunnis. Okay, no, never mind. But like, this is why you always we always have to be careful about how we say things. We have to be like, maybe, like, we're not sure, like if everything is being reported, because the outpouring, all the tweets and all the people highlighting this, they're gonna look, I don't know, like they're gonna look like they rushed they were too fast with their condemnation without waiting to see what's actually happening. And I suspect, like, I don't know if this is more of a Shia versus Sunni thing, okay, if that's true, versus like a radical, like right-leaning person attacking Muslims,
this
then
is going to get dropped by the liberal media like immediately.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You think so as well? Because
100%.
Well, I mean,
the Turkish government, before it was revealed that the name of the suspect is Mohammed Syed, was like, making these big pronouncements about, finding the perpetrators, which is, of course, all very appreciated. But I think everyone was operating under the assumption that this is some white guy running around doing this because he doesn't like Muslim immigrants or something. And then they're like, oh, wait a second, this is a Muslim refugee who did this.
Yeah. I mean, we would be covering it either way. Like, right? Like, we do cover stories of right-leaning people or like
targeting
Muslims. Yeah. So we're like, Like an Atheist Republic, we would have like either way we would have covered it. But this is why, like every time, like we guys say in the live chat, like when I say like we're not sure, like maybe this is what's happening, and you guys in the live chat like Armin, of course, what are you talking about? Armin, Susie, like of course this is like yeah, we can never be sure. Like you have to like withhold judgment. Like sometimes like we're not careful, but we should be. But look at the Biden's tweet. I want to see if Biden would have said this. Okay, so Biden tweeted, I am angered and saddened by the horrific killings of 4 Muslim men in Albuquerque. While we await a full investigation, my prayers are with the victims' families, and my administration stands strongly with the Muslim community. These hateful attacks have no place in America. So, maybe I'm assuming too much here. I think like if the news, I'm guessing here, if it was earlier known, like he tweeted this before knowing that the attacker was a Muslim, correct?
What's the date on that tweet? Yes.
Okay. I think this tweet would not have been tweeted if they knew earlier that this was Muslim on Muslim violence. If they kind of like, if the report suggested that. Am I, do you think that as well? Like,
I don't 100% agree.
Well, not 100%, but okay. Like, sure.
Okay, true. Okay. Fair enough. I'm very much inclined to agree that there would be a strong media bias.
Okay, what is this?
This is the pronouncement by the Turkish government regarding these killings.
Okay, wait, let's read that. Okay, it says,
oh, wait, can you make it bigger? Okay. On August 8th, 2021, press release regarding the killing of 4 Muslims in Albuquerque, United States, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey. We are deeply concerned about the suspicious and consecutive killing of 4 Muslims since November, 3 of them taking place this week in a row in Albuquerque, United States. We would like the perpetrators of these serial killings, which could be related to one another as indicated by the police and are likely to be hate crimes, to be found immediately and brought to justice. We expect the relevant authorities in the United States to carry out all necessary investigations diligently in order to shed light on all aspects of this incident as soon as possible. On this occasion, we wish Allah's mercy upon those who lost their lives and offer our condolences to their families and loved ones.
Okay,
so this is just Turkey trying to signal that they're the global protectors of Muslims once again.
Yes. Are they going to continue following this case, or are they not interested anymore? Like, that's what I want to know, right? Are they going to be like, okay, we lost interest immediately because we don't actually care. We don't actually care about Muslims. We care about holding non-Muslims responsible for victimizing Muslims, okay? Like, because we don't actually care about people's lives. Like, that's my suspicion. I'm not sure, but I am right, I think.
What's really interesting, so I want to unpack certain aspects of this a little bit. So first of all, there was an FBI, I think a former FBI investigator who said that this meets the qualifications of a serial murderer because the way that he executed at least 2 of these killings was literally as if he was hunting these men. Like very diabolical in the way that they were targeted. Secondly, so in terms of the Sunni versus Shia thing, this is what we know so far. That in 2018, the alleged murderer's daughter married a man who was a Shia Muslim. This caused a lot of problems. At some point, this man assaulted his daughter's partner. And there were going to be charges pressed against him, but they were dropped. And they had this contention because of Shia versus Sunni. Now we know that 2 of these men who were victims were friends of his daughters. They were known to each other. Many of the victims knew each other. And that at least 2 of them were Shia. We don't know if this is explicit. So far, the police have said that their idea about the motive is that this is interpersonal problems. But when specifically asked about if this was a Shia versus Sunni thing, the police declined to give a comment. Probably. So when they say, oh, this is interpersonal problems, that doesn't necessarily preclude that it is a Shia versus Sunni thing. That could be the interpersonal problem. But what we also know is that this man, Mohammed Syed, who's 51 years old, He claims to have fought alongside special forces against the Taliban in Afghanistan. That's very unlikely to have occurred based on his age. He would be way too old to have participated in those kinds of operations. But this is what he told the police. He also has a history of domestic abuse against his children, his spouse, and the partner of his daughter. All of those, he was previously facing 3 separate charges for domestic violence. All of those were dropped. And now he is suspect number 1 in all of these killings. In his home or in his vehicle, they found guns, they found AK-47s, and they found some of these firearms had the caliber, the kind of caliber that was used to kill 2 of the victims. So they got him down pretty solidly so far on those 2. They think that the others are connected. One thing that's really sad that I was reading about the story of the victims is that one of these men who was murdered had actually been attending the funeral of the 2 that had been murdered before him.
What?
And he'd been talking to his people in his community about like how crazy this is, like what's happening, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he was the next who was targeted.
Oh my God.
And the Muslim community in Albuquerque was so terrified that the city was actually offering to offer meals delivered to people's homes because they were too afraid to leave their house.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, but also like really sad that people were brought to this point. And when Mohammed Syed was arrested, he was arrested in his car. There were investigators who were going to his house to execute a warrant. And as they were about to execute a warrant, they saw him leave in a car that fits the exact description of the car that they are looking for based on the drive-by shooting of one of the victims. So they're like, holy crap, this is our guy. They pull him over. They find weapons in his car and stuff. And yeah, so they've taken him and they've arrested him. The community is pulling together to basically ask the judge under like no circumstances can he be granted bail. Like, please do not grant this man bail. We're very scared. He's very dangerous. And now that he's been arrested, in some ways it brings up more questions than answers, even for the community. Like how we have all these questions about how this seems to maybe be an inter-community thing. Like they also have all those questions about like what was the motivation behind this? Why did this happen? And there were many people interviewed who knew him that were like, we never would have expected this from this man, but I guess we didn't know him that well because he committed all this domestic abuse that we weren't even aware of. So there's still so many details that need to be revealed about what went on here. But it's really sad. Like one of the men was a Sunni Muslim, a Shia Muslim who, left Pakistan because of the persecution he faced there for being a Shia. Another one also came from Pakistan, and he was like on the planning committee of the city that he lived in. And like the mayor worked with him and she was so proud of him. Another guy, he gained his American citizenship 1 week before he was murdered.
Wow.
So these are all men. And the first man who was killed was the owner of like his local halal shop. So these were all men who were like real contributors to their community, who were like excited to be living in America. Like even there were some who weren't even citizens yet. And they would say to their brothers, like, this is our country. Like we need to get out there and work hard and contribute. And they were like, they seemed to really be like good men who were excited about being a part of the fabric of the communities around them. And now they're gone they were targeted for reasons that we still don't understand.
Okay, so actually Sheikh is saying it is still anti-Muslim hatred though. Doesn't matter if the killer was a Muslim. I don't know if you could call it anti-Muslim. I think you could call it maybe anti-Shia.
If
The
it is Shia
motivation.
Sunni, like what if this just
Yeah.
happens to be some sort of
Yeah, maybe. No,
maybe
but if it is,
who knows? For all we know, it could be like business dealings that were going wrong in the South Asian community. Like
it wouldn't be anti-Muslim hatred, like because the Muslim them being Muslim is not the reason that they're being targeted. So I don't agree that it will still
that we
be
know
anti-Muslim.
of.
Yeah, that we know. Yeah. Muhammad Ahmed is saying Ben Shapiro is having a great got you moment. Okay, the difference
Did he
is
actually do that?
I don't know, but if he is, the difference is that he wouldn't be like highlighting this if it wasn't a gotcha moment. Like, maybe he would highlight
True.
it to dismiss it. Like he would he's also one-sided from the other side. Like he wouldn't, like for example, here on this channel we highlight, like even if this is not anti-Muslim hatred, Muslims are targeted often, just because it's like some people will use this as an example to say like, oh, see, attacks on Muslims don't happen because of them being Muslims, right? Well, no, it does happen. Okay, even if this is not one of those examples, even if this is like doesn't happen to be that, right? You wanted to say something before I highlight these comments? Before you forget? You were like, oh, damn it, you forgot. Sorry.
No,
All
it's
right.
okay.
Okay. D saying, yeah, this dropped by the media once the suspect was identified as Muslim. Damn. So apparently, okay, so what does this mean? Like Muslims' lives don't matter? Like it's not the Muslims' lives that matter. It's apparently the narrative that you could build around it that matters, right? Like it has to be like
the
I don't
narrative
know,
that
right?
they are persecuted by white supremacist hegemony.
Yeah,
Is what
that
sells.
matter. Yeah, that's what. So don't act like you're pro-Muslim, because if you're pro-Muslim people, this story would still be as relevant because Muslim people died, right, and their lives were ruined.
Asian American is asking, has Turkey condemned the People's Republic of China for their Uyghur genocide?
Actually,
good point.
Actually, wait, they have. Well, they used to, not anymore, actually. But
and they deport Uyghurs back to China that are trying to escape.
Okay. True. But originally, before like they bent the knee, they were the most aggressive ones against Chinese treatment of Muslims. Like they were like the lead. Like we were like, okay, Turkey is doing something good because they want to show that they're like the protectors of Muslims globally. Like they were really pushing for that image, right? So they were like, but then they realized like China is too big, and so they pulled back a little bit. Okay, like you need China, as one authoritarian to another, you need to have your back. But originally, they were very aggressively pushing back against China's treatment of Muslims, right? Yeah.
Wait, there was something I wanted to say. I just remembered it, and then I forgot it again.
Like Shaky B saying, yeah, sorry, like, Asian Americans saying, why are so many nations bending the knee? Well, because like United States like has so many conditions for financing and trade, and China doesn't have those conditions, so you need to have them as an alternative when it comes to. And also, even if you want to keep your relationship good with the United States, it's good to show the United States that you have an alternative, just so that you could get better deals from the U.S. Right? So it just makes economic and political sense, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh no, I really want to follow up on this story because I want to understand more about what happened. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. The CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations, put out a reward for thousands and thousands of dollars for any information about who was behind these killings. And to their credit, CARE did put out a press release, a press statement condemning any anti-Shia motive in these murders.
See? So good job, Susie. So we acknowledge when somebody's not pulling back. CARE like did a good job here. Okay, they're still interested. Like we don't like yes, this was like whether this is an anti-Muslim attack or anti-Shia attack, we are like pushing back. Okay, so like let's give credit where credit is due. Good job, Susie. Thank you, Susie, for that information. I'm glad
CARE, you get 1 point.
Yes, 1 point.
Rest, I have a lot of knocks against you.
Yeah, let's read this one. I think it's a good comment.
Doorknobhead is saying, I sort of do that too in some of these cases. First, I think, was it an atheist? I hope it was an atheist. Please don't be an atheist. Oh, it wasn't an atheist. Time for cat videos.
Kitten videos. I mean, if it, I think if it's an, I don't know. I think I want to say something. I'm afraid that it comes across as bad. I think like the focus should be on the fact that the victims, right? Like I think the focus should be on how big the cost was to the victims, because if it was an atheist versus a Muslim, I think we're focusing on the cost to us. Because let's say, for example, if it was like if it was an atheist, then it would be used as a way to portray us as evil, right? But if it's a Muslim, then it would be unjustifiably be used to portray all Muslims as evil, all right? Either way, the cost on the other side is the same. So we shouldn't care that much whether or not we are part of that group or not. Because at the end of the day, somebody's going to pay that price, right? And the net effect is going to be the same. And whatever that cost is very minor compared to the cost that the victims are paying from the other end, right? So I think we shouldn't care that much about that other aspect of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, because maybe I am being no, maybe I'm wrong. I am wrong, okay? Because
it's a little idealistic.
No, yeah, because like if it's like a black person or a Muslim, then we're like, okay, there's two costs. Yeah, I'm actually being insensitive towards like atheists, right? Because then we're like, okay, there's two concerns here. First of all, the victims, but now this is going to be used as stirring hatred against Muslims or black people or whatever other community, right? So I should be asked, no, you're right, Dornabheb. I should also extend the same feelings and the same concern towards the atheist community. I mean, that's literally our job, right? As the Atheist Republic. You're right, Dornabheb. I changed my mind. Like, if we are concerned for the backlash against the Muslim community, we should also, but I don't know if the phrasing of that should be like, please don't be an atheist. Like, because whoever else it is, they also got to get the backlash. But I'm just saying we should be concerned from the stereotypes or hatred or backlash against any community that individual happens to be, whether it's an atheist or a Muslim or a Christian. I think we should like stand and be like, okay, this does not apply to all of Christians or all of Muslims or all of atheists or all of Hindus or whatever. Anyways, okay, I think I came up with a good. Sorry, that took a while. Hey, Reincarnation Entertainment, thank you so much for you're saying goodbye, but thank you so much for all the memberships that you got. Email me, by the way, incredible. By the way, like whenever you want to have another talk, email me and we'll set that up. I appreciate everything that you do here. That was very sweet.
And all right, more than sweet, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. Okay, can we clap for the next news?
Yes.
Next
news. Ark Encounter owner Ken Ham sues insurance company for rain damage. Ark Encounter, a young Earth creationist theme park in Williamstown, Kentucky, filed a lawsuit against its insurance company to collect damages caused by heavy rains in 2019. The park is the brainchild of Ken Ham, a Christian fundamentalist, and is known for its life-size replica of Noah's Ark. This massive 500 foot long centerpiece is based on the vessel that saved all life in the apocalyptic flood as narrated in the Bible. The Ark also claims to be the largest timber frame structure in the world. Heavy rainfall in 2017 and 2018 caused landslides that blocked the roads that led to it, costing the theme park almost $1 million in damages. The theme park has filed a lawsuit against its insurers who refuse to pay for the damages caused by the rain. Melanie Etheridge, a spokeswoman at the theme park's public relations firm, said, "The lawsuit speaks for itself. We don't have anything to add at this time other than to say we are highly confident in the merits of our case as we seek a fair resolution to the matter."
Okay, was the damage to the roads or to the ship?
The damage was not to the ship. The damage was to the access roads that get to the ship. Okay. And they blocked off access, and then the roads were cleared, and the Ark can still operate. The theme park can still operate, but they
because this would have been so juicy if the damage was to the ship because of rain. Because I'm like, your ship that is supposed to prove that Noah's Ark is possible cannot even stand the rain, let alone a giant flood that has been taking over the entire world. Okay. By the way, actually, this still applies because whatever this ship that has been built by modern technology, okay, made out of wood, it cannot be used. Like this ship doesn't float. Okay, this ship which is supposed to prove that Noah's story is possible, actually is a good way to prove the opposite. Okay, because that ship is not functional, even though we have modern technology that built it. Like a ship made out of wood that size, like this is not functional. Anyways, so hey, Susie, come back. I don't know what to do now. Okay, let me see. Let me read the tweet. Can make this stuff up. Lawyers for Noah's Ark replica in Kentucky are suing an insurance company to collect for damages caused by heavy rains.
Wait, play the video that's at the top.
Oh, okay.
Really quickly, I do have to mention that technically this happened in 2019. This lawsuit was first filed in 2019, but I just found out about this recently, and I was like, we have to talk about this.
We have to talk about it. Okay.
Massive replica. But after 2 years of construction, it is both a Christian theme park and a lightning rod for critics. Mark Strassman is at the
Can you make it full screen, please?
Where?
Yes. No. It's wait, hold on. Oh, there we go.
What's happening?
Crowds are
there we go.
Pouring in for a glimpse. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. If the ark behind me seems larger than life, well, that is the whole idea. Nothing like it has ever been built before, but critics wonder why it was ever built at all.
This is the Ark Encounter, a chapter from Genesis told on a $100 million budget. 4 floors of Noah, his family, and beasts, great and small. In this rendition, they sail first class through the watery chaos outside, and seeing it is a privilege and a pilgrimage to the DeMarcus family. What are your first impressions?
This is breathtaking. It's amazing. The detail, just even outside, as soon as we walked up, it's just jaw-dropping.
This timber frame ark was built with help from 100 Amish craftsmen, following specs straight from the pages of Genesis. It stands 7 stories tall and runs 510 feet long. That's almost 2 football fields.
Something to consider. This ark's Christian backers consider themselves young Earth creationists. That means evolution, junk science. The Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Do you believe there were dinosaurs and people at the same time?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I absolutely do. I believe they
were
hand in hand.
Ken Ham, the ark's 64-year-old visionary,
make yourself an ark,
leads a ministry called Answers in Genesis.
The truth is the word of God, and we are faithfully as we can, representing what God's word teaches.
Mr. Bill Nye and Mr. Ken Ham.
In 2014, Ham debated the truth with Bill Nye, known as the science guy on television.
I take Genesis as literal history, as Jesus did.
More than 5 million people have watched it online.
You don't want to raise a generation of science students who don't understand how we know our place in the cosmos.
On this ark, Ham sees Christians taking a stand.
And what do you say to critics who say this is not the truth, this is not scientifically based, this is promoting an ignorant view?
People can say all they want and say it's ignorant and say that they don't believe it. That's fine. I invite them all to come here, everyone.
Critics complain of discrimination in hiring. Only Christians, no gays or lesbians, and single people have to sign a chastity pledge. And yet the project received $18 million in Kentucky tax incentives, which a federal court upheld.
That's
Jim
crazy.
Halton of Tri-State Freethinkers thinks that tramples the line between church and state.
No crap.
Is a church. It is clearly a religious point of view that says science is false. Gay people are icky.
True believers may flock to
Icky.
Ham's ark, but he shouldn't expect an olive branch from Bill Nye.
It would be a hilarious thing for people from other parts of the world to come visit. Are you kidding? Somebody really built this? Wow. Use your head, everybody. Just decide for yourself if you think this is reasonable.
Ken Ham hopes to attract 2 million people to his ark in its first year. But at today's grand opening, about 150 protesters plan to create a storm of their own. Christine?
All right, Mark, thank you.
I can't believe this thing is still going on. Oh, this
I
video was
watched-
actually recent.
Oh, really? I watched a video today of a woman who went to the Ark encounter and was in tears.
Oh, really?
Because she's like, basically crying over how Noah's Ark feels like a fairy tale, blah, blah, blah. But like, I came here and it reaffirmed that this really can happen. God's word can be true. And she was like, I don't usually get emotional, but this is incredible. I was like, holy cow.
I mean, the ship doesn't float. Like, this ship, like, doesn't work. Does it work? It doesn't work. So, like, if you can't build the ship
to work.
okay, but like that doesn't prove anything then. Like, I don't understand. Like, it actually proves the opposite. That means like a ship like this, you are showing to people that a ship like this is not functional. Okay.
To be honest, it kind of made me want to go. I kind of want to go check it out.
Me too, actually. Let's go.
To be honest,
the
tickets last time I checked were like almost $100 for an adult, a single adult. Crazy.
Okay, we got a super chat by Asian American. Thank you so much. And also, Darko just gifted 1 Atheist Republic membership. I don't know who got it.
Wow, that's so cool. Thank you so much, Darko. And thank you for the super chat, Asian American. He's saying, this is why the Bible is false and the Yellow Emperor's bear persona and his Yinglong is true. Noah repaired the heavens with 5 colored stones. Yeah. So guys, you heard it here first. Clearly, this just proves that the story of the Bible is false. But we do know is true is how goddess Noah repaired the heavens with 5 stones. That we all agree. That's just objective reality.
Oh, Beep Boop. It was Beep Boop who just got a gift. Beep Boop was gifted a membership by Darko. Thank you so much, Darko. Beep Boop, you're a member now.
Oh, that's I love it. Music guy saying, "Where's the gay lions?"
Oh yeah, you're right. The state allocated funds to this. Incredible. Yeah,
that's actually so insulting. It's so insulting.
Yeah.
Kentucky, like, come on. I would be so outraged if I was a Kentucky taxpayer. Holy cow.
Yeah. Beep Boop is saying, yo, I got a gift. Thanks, Darko. I like that. I like it. Guys, like, I like people gifting each other gifts here. Like,
I didn't know you can do that. How do you do that?
I don't know. It's a new thing, I think. Oh, Darko is saying no problem. That is so sweet, guys. That's so nice. I like it. I like this how it creates bond within the community. I love it. Yeah.
It's super friendly.
Yeah. Look, our like live chat is like filled with members now. Like everybody's like, there's so many members in the live chat. It's like green all over, green and blue. And yeah. Okay.
That reminds me. Oh, I should talk about that maybe at the end of the show. Okay.
Okay. All right. Can we clap for the next news?
No, this is really sad.
Oh, crap. All right. Next news.
Okay, next news. Iranian atheist prisoner's mother sent to jail for defending her son's rights. On August 2nd, Ferengis Mazloum, the mother of the Iranian atheist political prisoner Sohail Arabi, was brought to the Judgment Enforcement Unit of the Evin prison in Iran. She will serve an 18-month custodial sentence for speaking out against her son's arrest and the torture he experienced in prison. Her son was first arrested in November 2013 for allegedly insulting the Prophet Muhammad on his Facebook post. He was eventually released on November 16th, 2021, yet he has been sentenced to an additional 2 years of internal exile. Mazloum herself was first arrested on July 22nd, 2019 by Iran's intelligence ministry agents after speaking out against her son's imprisonment and giving interviews to foreign media. She was also charged with, quote, assembly and collusion with intention of committing crime through the People's Mujahideen Organization, also known as MEK, an Iranian anti-regime terrorist group, and, quote, disseminating propaganda against the state in favor of dissident groups. The continued years-long treatment of Faranjis Mazloum, despite her frail health condition, including a recent stroke this past July, has been condemned as a blatant attempt to silence her outspoken son, Sohail Arabi, and her own burgeoning activism. While speaking to Iran Wire, Arabi talked about how his mother became a civil rights champion after he was arrested. Quote, she went from being a mother to a fighter, Arabi said.
Yeah. And Arabi was recently released, right? Sohail. Yeah. So, but her mother is now in jail and he's out?
Yes. Yeah.
So her mother is in jail for trying to get
His
him
mother.
out. Yeah, his mother is in jail for trying to get him out, and he's out, and she's now in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really heartbreaking.
Dornab is saying, even though this woman is a believer, if this is the one, this lady earned her Mother of the Year card for years to come. Yeah, we actually did an interview with her about Sohail Arabi, and we translated it into English with subtitles.
It's in the bottom of the article.
Oh, wow, it is? Oh, yeah, good. Oh, my God. Yeah, I remember this. Like, guys, look at this interview. Like, this was when Sohail was still in jail. Mm-hmm. And she's like so brave because she was interviewing Atheist Republic. We asked her, like, are you not afraid of interviewing with the Atheist Republic about your son? And she was like, I'm not scared of anything. Like, they took my son. Like, what I have to lose? Like, I will do anything to get my son back. Like, and this was a time that she wasn't getting as much attention. Like, this was her case. Like, was not getting any attention. And I think we did a good job in bringing it a lot more attention to it. Like, we reached out to a lot of bigger YouTubers, and they brought a lot of attention to it. We went and protested in front of Iran's embassy in many different countries, right? We interviewed her mom. Like this was like somebody, like, this is 1 hour interview, and we had somebody subtitle this. Like, it was amazing. Like, every single look. This is like volunteer subtitled this for us for free, right? Because I don't know if you understand, 1 hour of Persian interview is not that easy. Like, let me mute it and just play it. Like, 1 hour of is not that, let me post a link to it. This was like this was 2 years ago. You guys should go watch it. This was like the bravest mother I've ever seen. Like, the fact that the risks that she took just to try to get her atheist son out of jail. And we asked her, like, she's obviously not an atheist herself, right? But she said that she's proud of her son for being an atheist. That's kind of adorable. She was like, he was always an independent thinker, and he went like, and she's proud of her for like not backing down, or like, and being true to his own views and beliefs. Like, it was so sweet. Like, she respected her son for like, being a critic of Islam and not backing down, even though she's a Muslim. That was like, I don't know, it was very sweet. I liked it.
Yeah. There was an interview with Sohail in Iran Wire, which made me extremely emotional, to be honest. To just the way that he talks about her is so touching. He said, justice has become so feeble that my own mother has been thrown in jail. The verdict against my mother, he told Iran Wire, mainly related to her activities after 2017. She repeatedly spoke to the media about my case, and as time passed, she grew angrier. She was no longer content to be a defender of just her own son. After I was in prison, she came to know of other civil and political activists, and her years-long anger exploded into rage against fanatics, the patriarchy, and injustice. She went from being a mother to a fighter. My mother was furious so then they talk about how she's been accused by the regime of talking to the MEK terrorist group, right? Or being affiliated with them. He said, my mother was furious enough that she would give an interview to any platform, he said, regardless of its political leaning or affiliation. She just wanted the situation of prisoners to improve. She spoke to a few outlets that the Ministry of Intelligence claims are linked to MEK, including the Human Rights Activist News Agency, which is an Iran-led press association, which has rejected any affiliation. Of course, the security establishment of the Islamic Republic likes to say that any and all opposition group is affiliated with either the Pahlavis, i.e. the monarchy, or Rajavi, meaning the leader of MEK. And he also said that the women of their family have long excluded his mother as a freethinker. She has no, he said, this really warmed my heart. She has no political leanings, but is partial to the American writer and activist Emma Goldman, who's like an American anarchist, the Italian revolutionary Enrico Malatesta, and the Polish-German revolutionary Rosa Luxemburg. She's also fond of Chekhov and Dostoevsky. But she's not dogmatic about anything. My mother is consumed with curiosity, and as such, she doesn't imprison herself in any ideological cage. She originally had a heart attack at only the age of 48 when Sohail was first arrested and sentenced to death. And then she recently, unfortunately, had another heart attack later, and she had a stroke just this past July. And even though all of her doctors, basically everyone is saying that she can't do this. She can't do this. Like, you shouldn't be making her do this because of how frail her condition is. They're still forcing her to go to prison. Even when the prisons are notoriously overcrowded right now, and there's still such a bad situation in Iran regarding the pandemic. So I'm actually quite concerned for her health condition.
I have a photo of her you sent me this photo. What is this? What are we looking at?
This is a post that Sohail made, because I follow him on Instagram. This is a post that Sohail made about his mother's heart attack, no, her stroke.
Oh, okay.
Could you translate the caption?
Okay.
It's kind of long. Maybe the first paragraph.
Okay. از تو کمتر اگر کم بیارم. دوشنبه پدرم سکته مغزی کرد، سه‌شنبه مادرم، هر دو سابقه سکته قلبی دارن. Like on Monday, my father had a brain stroke, and on Tuesday, my mother did. They both have a history of heart stroke. My father was born at this year, and he hasn't. So he's not even 60 years old, and his mother is 55, and in 48. Oh, her mother had her first heart stroke when the news of her execution, the ruling of Sohail's execution came out. They gave her a heart strike. Okay, so this is the second time she's having a stroke, and this is because the intelligence agency is constantly harassing her. So it goes on explaining the details. So she's having heart and brain strikes because of the stress that she's under.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so there's that.
There was another one. It was
yes, this one.
I don't know. I just wanted to show it because I thought this was so sweet. This photo of him and his mother, like so many years ago.
This is like really old, yeah. Back in the day. When everything was still okay.
Yeah. What does the caption
Okay.
say for this one?
It's another. Okay, hold on. هنوز هیچ توضیح قانع کننده‌ای به ما و دیگر خانواده‌هایی که عزیزشون تنها به دلیل دادخواهی و بیان حقایق در زندان هستن ندادن. Like nobody is still explaining us why our loved ones are in jail, other than them wanting justice. Like it seemed like the crimes of all the people that we love who are in jail, it seems like the only thing they did is like ask for justice, and they haven't given us any explanations for why else they are in jail. Yeah, that's basically. Yeah, it goes on then. Yeah, so we should like thank you so much, Susanna, for keeping up with Sohail's situation. Like we didn't like give up on the story after like Sohail was out. It's good that we keep an eye on what's happening and keep everyone updated. Like because of you, we're constantly monitoring this story, which is important.
I think this is an explicit attempt to silence him because Sohail has become very active on social media since he's been released. And like I follow him on Instagram and Facebook, and he has a Telegram channel, and he obviously has an international audience because of his case. And I think it's really important because he's still, like I said, on internal exile. So although he's out of jail, I don't consider him to be free because he's still under the regime's control. And obviously holding on to his mother is a way to always be holding that above his head, and also holding above his head, we can always just snatch you back into prison. So it's an obvious attempt of control and silencing. So yeah, this is very much still an aspect of his case. And I thought it was really important to talk about, and especially considering that, you know, Frangis is in jail for doing things like talking to us.
Yes. Yeah, guys, go watch that interview. People are saying that interview, Darko was saying that interview was very powerful. Yeah, guys, go watch it. You'll see like what is like how fearless she is and how brave she is, and how like she has no chill like when it comes to her son. Oh, by the way, just like Sohail was saying, like her concern for her son has turned into an anger about all the political prisoners. And Sohail didn't mention this, but this was also true for him as well. Like when he was in jail, he was on hunger strike for the sake of other prisoners. Like he was being tortured and mistreated in prison, and yet he was on hunger strike because of he saw the situation of the other prisoners that he was in jail with, and he was doing hunger strike for them. So both the mother and the son are some like very selfless people.
It's actually insane to have a heart that big.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right. Should we clap for the next news?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Next news.
Atheist Republic will be going on a short break because we will be at Celebrating Dissent next week.
Yes.
We're going to be traveling there this week. So all of this is to say, you know, we won't see you guys next week. I'll miss you. Hopefully you might miss us. And we will be back as soon as the conference is over, and we will bring back notes and highlights.
Well, let's do some short videos, like some pictures and videos of me and you when we're there, and post it post it like on our YouTube channel, like while we're there. Like we could do that. Like so you guys get some updates from what we're doing, and with like the speeches that we watched and the things that like with the people that we met. Like we could like give you some, like we could do some selfies or some videos. Like you guys for the first time will see a picture of me and Susie together next to each other, and we'll post that and we'll share that, and we'll tell you how things are going. So yeah, so even though we're not gonna have the news and the Q&A for the next week or so, I'll still try to find the time to upload a few short little clips here and there. Would that be nice? Would you guys like that? I think that would be nice. Yeah.
Shakespeare is saying yes.
Yeah. So if you look at, so the speakers are Richard Dawkins, Mariam Namazi, Ensaf Haider, Ibn Warraq, and you know, even with the Salman Rushdie situation, I think the security is going to be extra during this event. So don't worry, guys. But I think we're gonna be some people have messaged me like, Armin, be careful. I think we're gonna be fine. I heard like this event is right next to a police station, so it's good, right? So the day one, the first panel, Susanna is going to be the conference's first panel starts with the one that is Susie is in. Like, look at this. Susanna speaking, Jimmy is speaking in the first panel, Ali is speaking, Annie Gaylor is speaking, Ibn Waraq is speaking. That's the first panel it's about blasphemy. Honestly, I'm so happy that they put you on the blasphemy panel, because they don't ask you what panel you're going to be on. They just put you there, right? So they just so happen, which is like, I mean, it's understandable because it's hard to manage these events. But I'm so happy that they decided to put Susanna on the blasphemy panel. Like, they couldn't put her on a more relevant panel. So that's fantastic, right? So there's another panel here, atheists on the first day, atheists and human rights to protection. And Harris is going to be on that panel. Nina is there. Dan Barker is there. That's amazing. And then we have a workshop. We have a hijab panel with Rana is going to be there. Annie again is here. It's awesome.
I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Yeah. Where's mine? Oh, this is the morality one. Honestly, I think they put me on a good panel as well, right? Last time they put me on the comedy panel, and I mentioned on that panel that, like, I don't know why I'm on this panel. I'm the least funniest person in this entire conference, right? But that got a laugh, so apparently I was wrong, right? But this one, this morality discussion, this is like up my alley. Like I could talk about this for ages. I don't know how much. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to talk much, because it's like just an hour panel, and there's like so many of us, right? Like, Wissam is here, Nuria, we're gonna see Nuria, Khadija is here. I don't know how to pronounce it, Semel or Kamel. I don't know who this guy is, but the Mimsy, yes, I miss Mimsy, I miss Sohail, and then right after me, Richard Dawkins is going to be speaking right after my panel. Okay, so we're back to back. I'm back to back with Dawkins, right? And then there's this awards, and then there's a second day. This panel, who's on this panel? Mimsy is here. Okay, yeah, Victoria's here. This commie is here. Like,
every time it's Milad, it's just this commie.
Commie. I don't like. Yes, I don't know why he's on this. I don't know why he's on the terror panel, terror, trauma, and survival. I think they're putting him there to show like what terror looks like. Okay, because
why are you so mean?
Communists represent terror themselves. I mean, like, the communist regimes are responsible for more terror than Islamic regimes. So I don't know why they put me live on this panel.
You're coming out swinging today. Armin is always like, I'm trying to start beef.
By the way,
I woke up and I chose violence. I do not want peace. I want violence.
By the way, we're gonna make the commies happy, because look what happened yesterday during the stream with Harris Sultan. I was like, this happened, like, this broke. Commie, like, okay,
no!
But I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna glue it. Okay, this was a gift from Music Guy. It says commie tear still warm. It fell and broke, but I'm gonna fix it. Okay, I still have all the pieces. I'm gonna glue it back together. Okay, so I don't know how we got here from. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next panel. Okay, so this is like, I don't know these two. Oh my God, I shouldn't say that. I should be knowing it.
Hey, that he would send 10 more. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Zara K is gonna be speaking here. Sohail is speaking again. I don't understand. How come Sohail gets to speak on 2 panels? Okay, I'm kind of jealous.
He's the chair of the discussion. Oh. He's the moderator.
Okay, fine. I'll allow it. Anyways, this is going to be so much fun. We're going to see Ali again. We're going to see Jimmy again. We're going to see Zara again. We're going to see Harris again. We're going to see Nina again. Lilith is going to be there. Dan Barker, I miss him. Yeah, cool. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm excited. By the way, I would say, guys, go get your tickets, but you can't because it's been a while since all the tickets were being sold. So there was a lot of demand. Like they ran out of tickets early. Okay, but like really early. So this is good. It's good that there's a lot of demand for this, right?
Mhm.
So I think this is gonna happen every year. So, yeah. So because it used to happen every year until like the pandemic hit. So I think we will have this event every year. So me and Susie will probably be at these events.
Armin, did you know that Rivka is going to be at the conference?
Oh yeah, Rivka usually joins this conference. That's great. Yeah. Oh, and
my
Babak is
God!
gonna. Yeah, Rivka. You gonna see Rivka? I saw Rivka in the previous conference. Yeah.
My heart.
Look at it.
I
So
love that
excited.
woman.
We should take a picture of the three of us with Rivka. as well.
Obviously.
Yeah, and also one with the three of us with Babak, right?
Mhm.
And one with Veria. I don't know if he's going to take a picture with me or not, but we'll see. Yeah.
Because
All
you
right.
started beef once again.
But I was being nice. I don't know. I didn't beef. I'm just like being. I'm like, okay. Anyways, never mind.
We should also say that when we come back, we're going to have to change the timing of a lot of our programming because of stuff going on in my life.
Yeah, the Q&A will stay in the same place, okay? But the news probably has to move to a different hour because Susie is like, I don't know how much I could say. Like changing time zones? Can I say that?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Susie changing time zones, so we have to figure out another time that works for the news segment. Okay. All right. But anyways, anybody who's coming, let us know that you're coming because we're going to, reach out to us when you're there. Come to us and say hi. Tell us that you're Atheist Republic fans or Secular Jihadist fans because just come to us. Just talk to us, okay? That would be nice, okay? All right, guys.
Come across as intimidating. I hope people feel comfortable to come say hi to me.
Oh my God, you are the most comfortable person to approach. Are you kidding me? You come across as the most friendly, nice person. I think people would be very much interested in talking to you. Okay.
This is so funny. Shreyash is saying, Susanna walking out, Armin ironically advocating for colonialism, and the Susanna earthquake we just saw. I've seen enough for today.
I think I'm going to be. Oh, we have a spammer. Let me block that. I think I'm going to be like very protective of Susanna during this event. I'm gonna anybody that I don't know, I'm because of especially what happened to Salman Rushdie. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be looking at people coming to next to Susie. I'm gonna be bringing up their hand I'm gonna be watching at any moment. I need to be ready at any moment to jump and Susie. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. Don't worry, guys. I'm Susie's bodyguard. Step aside.
Yeah.
Aww.
All right. Yeah.
I had fun today on the show.
Me too. All right, guys, make sure you make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell notification, leave a comment. All of these things helps the channel. So your likes is actually supporting the channel. Okay. You leave a like, it doesn't cost you anything and it helps us grow. So make sure you do that. And then after you're done, go and 10 other videos that you haven't watched. Okay. Leave a comment on all of them. Really helps the channel. Okay. And thank you so much to all the people who are members today. And thank you to Darko and
amazing.
Yeah, and Reincarnation Entertainment for buying membership gifts for everybody. That's very sweet. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for all the support and see you guys in Germany. Yeah, from Germany. Next time we'll reach out to you from Germany itself. All right. Bye-bye.